Of the action here from Deakin Reserve. As we bring you day 2 of the action here from Deakin Reserve. A very good morning to everyone on this beautiful Sunday morning. Some high cloud around, but no real chance of rain at this point in time. The covers have just been removed from the wicket area, and it looks like an absolute fantastic day for cricket here at Deakin Reserve. A little bit windy, but that's not a problem whatsoever. Sam Wood joins me out in the middle of the ground at Deakin Reserve. Sam, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, MVD. Morning, listeners. Thanks for joining us again for day 2 action of this Haisman Shield A-grade grand final live from Deakin Reserve. Covers, they've just come off, and the pitch doesn't look much different to yesterday, MVD.
I was just going to say, let's go and have a wander out into the middle here and have a look at this wicket, because I don't think it looks too bad.
Yeah, look, it hasn't deteriorated too much at all, considering we had 109 overs on this wicket yesterday. And still looks very much similar, obviously a bit of wear and tear around the crease line marks. But besides that, it's in fairly good nick. Not much has changed. It hasn't deteriorated, so looks good.
Still in pretty good nick. Obviously the covers have just come off, and with the threat of rain around, and the Katandra players are out checking it at the moment, and looking very good, and still very good to bat on, I would dare say.
Yeah, and the ground's pulled up quite well, considering a fair bit of rain overnight. I don't know what mill you got at your place, MVD, but
not sure either, but it got a bit in some way.
But yeah, steady rain throughout last night, and but the ground's pulled up exceptionally well. We might see it slow up a bit early these first few overs while these batsmen get back in. Of course, we got Jed Wright at the crease at the moment with Scott Richardson. So only 30-odd runs for them to get now, so it'll be interesting to see how things go about today.
Very much so. Stumps are just going in at the moment. Anything at all that you can pick out of this wicket that you might think might be a little bit of an issue?
I wouldn't know what to look.
Good on you, Tony.
Stick the key in and lose it.
Nah. It seems like there's a nice little bit of surface cracking halfway down the wicket, but that's too short at each end, I reckon, Woodsy, to really have any sort of issue whatsoever, and to be honest, it'll go one way or another, and they're running the same length of the wickets anyway. So it looks a fantastic track, and Central Parks and Brennan's have done a fantastic job getting this up and going. So apart from all this wind that I think threatens to blow us all over, it's going to be an absolute ripper day.
Yeah, it might be a bit of swing out here earlier. It might just be the ball floating away. So,
well, the wind is actually going from the Harold Street end to the Skene Street end, and if we're talking in football parlance, I reckon it'd be about a 5 to 6 goal breeze.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy for these bowlers to start off with this strong wind. Rain-wise, looking at the radar, I think we're going to a fair bit of it's going to miss us. We might have a few drizzles here and there, but not enough to keep us off for a long period of time. So we'll wait to see where that comes. Obviously, dark skies around us, but at the moment, covers are off, stumps in, and looks like we'll start on time as usual, which is in about 28 minutes' time, according to this scoreboard.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The stumps are in. They need to go down a little bit, both sides there, Dave. Just trying to give the umpire a bit of a plug because he missed out on getting on air yesterday. So
I've got to thank all our listeners and viewers yesterday. I think our man Reese Wardle doing the camera vision here. I think we had 19,000 viewers on the live stream. So got to thank all them. I think most of them might have been on when Gino Saraceno and Michael Archer
joined us. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Having a go at each other for half an hour. So, no, entertaining listening, and hopefully our guest today can provide some similar insights.
No, that's exactly right. Obviously, we're coming here today and we think that only one side can win, but cricket's a funny game, isn't it?
Cricket is a funny game, and you see in the B grade, C grade at the moment, results have already been formed, but those games are far from over. They could go either way still. I think both the two sides that are already lost in both those grades are going to be pushing for an outright victory. So we'll watch that carefully as the day pans out and see how things go here. Just keep tuned all day, and we'll have your scores from all these grounds. Yeah,
make sure you get the results coming through to us. We'll keep them updated. Congratulations, we must say, firstly, to Kai Obram. They managed to get the win under the belt in the E-grade competition by quite comprehensively. I think it was like 8 for 217 to 9 for 157 or something.
No. So Kai got the first win, so Katandra won't be able to do the double here, and get the E grade flag in there with their A grade one as it looks at the moment. But Nevertheless, I think it'll still be a big night at Katandra and a big couple of days celebrating, I think, which is a 65-year drought they're breaking MVD.
If everything goes to plan and they get these next 30-odd runs or so, so
that's the thing. If it goes Numurkah way too, that's a massive drought. Still 45 years is theirs. So
well, that's it.
Trying to break huge droughts here, and as the ground starts to load up with players, officials.
Just quickly, we might go through those couple of those grades we're looking at while we're here. Karamomus, as we said, 79 all out, and then Euroa all out for 171. Karamomus in reply, 3 for 71. They still trail by 21 runs, and obviously they've got 100 overs to bat today with 7 wickets in hand. What do you reckon they're going to try and do to set Euroa a title here?
I think if you're in Karamomus' shoes here, you've got to try to get at least 120 in front. So that means they need another 140 runs this morning. Throw it in, and then probably from you'd want to allow just after lunch, I think, to then throw them back in. So I think that's give them 2-3 hours to get 140 runs. Doable with the guys in that side. But it'll be interesting just to see how they decide to go about it. Well, really, they've got to do it, or else they're going to lose a premiership. So
that's it. Chris Crouch and Michael Mandradoni.
You've had trouble with that the last couple of days.
See, that's all right.
Yeah,
it's like Van Dorset. No, not as big as yours. Chris Crouch on 7 and Mandradoni on 4. They're the two not-out batsmen there for Karamomus. So that'll be a really interesting one to see how that one all unfolds, and we'll go from there. Over at Marupna, that's it. At Tatura, Merch all out for 85. Pine Lodge 2 for 152. That's we'd say it's all over, but funny things are happening in cricket. They could run through. Merch could find something and take 8 wickets for not many and be back batting again.
Huge task.
They're only playing 80 overs.
They're playing 80 overs, I know, but still, they're only 2 wickets down. They're doing it quite easily at the moment, Pine Lodge, and I know we would like for BR's sake to get up, but I think he's in a bit of strife here. I think we'll see that pan out maybe for a couple of overs, and we might think the shake of hands, I reckon, might come within those first 2 or 3 hours, I think.
Hayden can we're making 88 there for the Pine Lodge side. In D grade, Marupna all out for 86. Apparently batted their worst batting performance all year in the grand final yesterday. So that's not great.
What did BR get?
I don't know.
They haven't put their scores
They haven't put their scores on. So guess what? They're getting a bit of a fine as well.
And it's been up for it's tripled for finals, hasn't it?
Something like that. We'll go with that. We'll make that call anyway. Marupna 86 all out at Vibe at number 1. Talamba 4 for 69 at this point in time. They lost a wicket on the last ball of play yesterday. So they're going to start with 1 fresh batsman, and I think that's David Clark out there at Vibe at number 1. They need less than 20 to get with 6 wickets in hand. You'd think that's a fait accompli, but I suppose, as we keep saying, funny things are happening in cricket, haven't we?
Yeah, six wickets, 20 runs. I think you'll find it hard there for them not to get the win. I think they're in quite comfortable position there, and we'll see a flag go their way.
And Kyabram, as we said, 8 for 217, Katandra 9 for 156, a very comprehensive win there to the Kyabram side. Not bad for a side that didn't play the first 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, 217 in a 40-over match. That's a large score. Like, I know they're playing on Vibe number 2, which the boundary's about 20 metres from the bat. But no, I'm kidding. But
yeah, careful. We've got Karamomus people listening in.
But they're not big boundaries there, so you do expect large scores like that. But I don't know about. Yeah, where would you sit if you had that score put to you?
You would have taken the challenge. 217, 40 overs, that's what?
And look, I'll be honest with you, MBD, I haven't had a great look at the E-grade competition throughout this year, but you'd think from Katandra's point of view that 150 is very disappointing on that ground.
Yeah.
I think they got tied down really early. They lost 3 wickets early from what the scores were coming through, and then never really recovered there. I think they got to 3 for 30 and then struggled to rebuild from there. So, no, all credit goes to Kyabram's way. Congratulations to them for taking out the E-grade flag. So, yeah, it's all to play for. 2 games only, really, that haven't got results, and we reckon we'll see those results in the first hour or 2 this morning.
Just a word coming through from Merch. Brandon got finished on 16, top scored.
16 not out?
No, 16 out. He top scored there, and he then says game won't be finished until 5:30 tonight. So they're going to be.
He sent you that text, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, standard. They're
going to be stubborn as anything by the sound of it. So
or could pack up shop early and come and give me an MVD.
Yeah, give us a chop out, but I don't think that's going to happen because I mean I have said that his jokes aren't that funny. So that's all apparently that he brings to the table. Do we want to go and grab one of the umpires and have a bit of a chat?
Yeah, I'll let you all switch off then.
No, you can come and join in. Come and join in. He's now running away from me. Oh, that'd be right. He sooked yesterday about the umpire. The umpire's never got a chance to have a chat, and now I'm coming towards him to have a chat, and he wants to run away. So anyway, just going through. They're just going through some issues with the ground staff here at Deakin Reserve. So I guess that's not going to happen at this point in time. But conditions at the moment, isn't it? Yeah. You touched on it a little bit earlier. It's going to be hard to control the ball. The ball's going to be hard to control early on here. But do you reckon it's going to? And it's not so much going one way down the track. So you'd normally have someone bowling into the wind and bowling with the wind. But this is actually going across the ground.
No real advantage. It'll be interesting to see with these two quicks from Numurkah, who we assume will open up again. Matty Corn, Tim Arnell. Tim Arnell bowled from the grandstand end yesterday. Matty Corn from what you said Skeen Street.
No,
you said Skeen Street. That's a Nixon Street.
That's Skeen Street.
Nixon Street down here. So
Skeen Street's to the left of your radio dial. It's half. Normally come here for football and try to work out which way is which.
Yeah, so Matty Klein bowled from Nixon Street end, so it'll be interesting to see whether those two still line up from those same ends again.
But Matty Klein bowled the last over.
He bowled one over from the grandstand end. So.
And I think that's because Sean Downey was on such a roll. He bowled 21 overs straight.
21 overs straight. So, and I think he's a massive reason why this wicket got 109 overs in it yesterday.
Very much so.
The wicket still looks amazing. Doesn't look like it's had 109 overs on it. So, it'll be interesting to see whether these cracks do open up a little bit more. But I think not really hot so far. So I think we'll see them.
I don't actually think it'll make a huge difference. To be honest, the cracks are short of a length and shorter than that, so I don't think there's going to be a huge issue in that regard. No,
I think the pitch will stay together quite well. The Central Park ground staff, I think headed up by Nathan Lau, has done a fantastic job getting this wicket up and going. I don't think it's been rolled yet this morning though. MVD just one come on. I know.
Yeah, or maybe they don't. Maybe they don't do it between.
I don't think it's essential. I think it's an optional decision, but it must be done within. Which I think they might have missed that opportunity. So I don't think it really affects it too much. If anything, it probably plays into Numurkah's hand.
Because they did actually have that rolling between innings anyway.
Which are allowed, but then they're allowed to have through.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think it's half an hour within 3 hours of the start of the match on the second day.
Well, fair enough. No, it's I must... to the ground staff here, because this is one of the better Deakin wickets we've seen for a while, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of talk this time last year. I think there's a lot of talk around the Deakin Reserve wicket, and a lot of clubs talking about the condition what it is. But we had Andrew Cowan on, Brendan Kenner yesterday, the guys from Central Park talking about how the club made a decision to really take cricket off this wicket. In the season, I think it was around that Christmas mark, and they had multiple weeks without games here, and gave this wicket a chance to form and develop. And look at the grass cover on it now; it's looking sensational. So,
I mean, a lot of people would say the wicket caused a lot of the to fall yesterday. What's your thoughts on that?
No, not so ever. I think Numurkah will be quite disappointed with how a lot of their batsmen really fell yesterday. I think Chris Scagliara, if we saw, took 5 for 19. He bowled quite well, tight, but I'd nearly say 3 of his wickets were off half trackers that Numurkah just spooned to the fielders, really. Sean Downey, he was batting superbly. He got that 60 mark, and then just really helped a ball to short fine leg. Those sort of shots, guys that are in like that, they're really costly mistakes. So to answer your question, I don't think this wicket caused any. We saw very early yesterday a lot of up and down movement early on, like a lot of balls keeping low and then climbing. But I think as probably after the first hour, that all evened out. And we saw a good game, a nice carry through to Lukey Nolan and Joshy Smith.
Yeah. The wind seems to be changing a little bit. It seems to be going straight from the scoreboard, straight across to the Shep United Football Club rooms now.
I might give you a task when we go to sponsors break, MVD.
Go on.
check in with the captain of Katandra, Jed Wright. I think yesterday he pulled up quite stiff. I think we saw a big shot come from him, and I think he tried to hit it onto Nixon Street and it ended up going down to third man. And I think at that point he actually hurt his knee. So we saw him arrive this morning with a knee heavily compression bandaged.
He had it on last night too when he left the ground. So he's trying to do whatever he can. He hasn't. So maybe he's just taking his time, and I reckon he'll be all right. He'll be out here playing. Find out what's wrong. All right, not a problem. Well, have a chat, which I don't know.
You can get the president.
I'll see if I can get the president and the umpire. What do you reckon? We'll try and have a chat. You can feel for a couple of seconds while I see if I can talk to him. What do you reckon? Can you do that?
Yeah. Cracks here, looking quite good. Central Park done quite well. The covers are still sitting on this ground here, just off to the side at the Harold Street end of the ground. Look, we're expecting a few minor showers, but I don't think it'll be enough to take us off for a long period of time. So I think it'll be, we'll probably get most of the day's play in today with a few stoppages, but this wind is incredibly strong. Michael Van Dorser.
Yeah, I managed to get both umpires. How's that, Sam? Did a fantastic job there. Thank you.
Well,
Dave Delaire, good day of cricket yesterday.
Interesting day of cricket yesterday. It's hard work for the batsmen and work through. If you work really hard like Sean Downey did, you end up with a pretty good score, but lots of wickets fell and games were still pretty tense.
And Gary Wood, nice interesting conditions this morning.
Very interesting conditions. It'll be interesting to see how play pans out as the day goes on. Not sure how things will unfold, but we're in for an interesting first hour, that's for sure.
And obviously it's going to be really tight, and the wicket's looking fantastic from the Central Park point of view.
Quite well. It has spun a lot, but it's played pretty well. There hasn't been any real dangers with the track, so it's going to be very interesting as to how Numurkah approach this for the next, for the first hour or so, to see whether they can get a couple of early ones and put a scare through the Katandra boys.
And finally, Gary, obviously with the wind, you're saying how it's going to be an interesting one. Do you reckon, is it pace bowling or is it spin bowling that needs to be the bigger? Well, which is going to be the bigger weapon in this condition?
Well, Dave and I have had a little brief conversation to see. We both put our captain's hats on before. We're just talking to say which way we'd go about it, whether you'd try and let Tim Arnell loose with the wind behind him, or whether you'd go, as was the plan yesterday, with Downey straight, whether you throw the ball to him and hope he can break it early. The captain's choice. Luckily, I don't have to make that.
Nah, fantastic. Well, gents, thank you very much for joining us this morning, and have a good second day of cricket.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the preview, I reckon, from Sam, from the middle of Deakin Reserve. I reckon we're going to take a quick break and get up to the commentary position, and we'll be back with you in the not-too-distant future. Live from Deakin Reserve, this is the Haisman Shield, the Cricket Shepherd and Haisman Shield final, FM live and local, and also streaming live on Facebook. Thanks very much, Reese Wardle.
March is when we will help you style for the season. Let Harvey Norman introduce new styles to add fresh, new looks for your home. If you're looking for contemporary lounges or dining, home theatre ideas, or just a comfy recliner suite so you can put your weary feet up at the end of a long day, then Harvey Norman Furniture can help you style for the season. Catalogue out now with fresh ideas for you.
Go, Harvey, go! Station sponsor.
Lifestyle Shepparton. Talk about peace of mind.
It's been such a relief.
It's like a private resort.
It's keeping me fit.
5-star facilities, pool, gym, bowls, even croquet.
It's beautiful.
Move into a brand new home.
Woohoo!
So secure you can take that holiday. All from just $194,000 with no stamp duty or rates to pay. Lifestyle Shepparton. Call today on 5821 5155 and downsize to a bigger life.
One FM sponsor.
For caravan service only, two names come to mind, Noel Katandra and GP Caravan Services. For 30 years, Noel has been building his reputation for outstanding service and quality workmanship. See Noel today for repairs and maintenance and spare parts for all makes and models at our sponsor, GP Caravan Services in Drummond Road, Shepparton, specialising in all insurance work and their Jayco warranty agents. Put your family safety first. See the caravan man today, Noel Katandra at GV Caravan Services, Drummond Road, Shepparton.
Let Merit Funeral Services take the stress out of your funeral arrangements. Whether you're looking to prepay a funeral, arrange a bond or pre-arrange a complete funeral, Merit Funeral Services are just a phone call away. They can even come direct to you anywhere across the region to help walk you through the process, each and every step of the way. With more than 40 years industry experience, expect nothing less than service and advice that exceeds your expectations. Let Merit Funeral Services take care of everything. Phone 5825 1651.
1FM sponsor.
You're tuned to 98.5 1FM, live and local, your favourite community radio station.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Live and local 1FM. We're talking all things cricket. Cricket Shepparton, Haisman Shield Grand Final. We're back up in the commentary position now. Michael Van Dorsa, Sam Wood. Morning. Interesting conditions out there at the moment, isn't it?
It's a lot nicer in here, MBD.
And you know what? I might get away with not using the air conditioner. At least I'm prepared for it this morning.
You brought the bucket.
I brought the bucket. I brought the straw. I reckon we might need to use it for a little bit of rehydration at times. But we got some good cricket ready to go. I just had a chat to Mick Peters quickly as we came off the ground. He said Jed's right to go. A couple of anti-inflammatories.
You didn't want to go ask Jed yourself?
No way. The way he was hit. Did you see the way he was hitting these balls?
Yeah, I heard that you actually tried to talk to him when he hit one at you. That was just telling him that...
As if to say, yeah, no, thank you.
Head off, MBD.
Yeah, that's it. He's creaming them nicely at the moment, so he might try and see what we can see if we can. Hey, look, if they get the win here, and I'm saying that because they still need the runs. If they get the win here, then I'll definitely go and have a chat to him.
Are you doing the on-ground ones?
Well, I don't know. You did a fantastic job yesterday.
Yeah.
We'll work that out as we go. But no, we can ask him then and all that. I think it's been really good. The access we've been able to get from all the players and even the umpires just then, and it's been fantastic. So thank you very much to everyone concerned here at Deakin Reserve, as we're just making sure we can get our live stream capabilities going. Just wanting to...
We're rocking the YouTube today.
We're rocking YouTube today, apparently. So we'll get the link and we'll share that on the Cricket Shepparton page. So I think we get a bit more time we can run on YouTube than what we can on Facebook Live. They only let you do it for a certain amount of time. That's what I'm led to believe.
Too sophisticated for me, Michael.
Yeah, all right. That's very hard. So, all right. So once we get that, we'll get that all up and going. Who we got coming in first this morning?
I think Timmy Kelly.
Timmy Kelly. Okay. We haven't seen him.
We haven't seen him yet. He might be just getting out of bed now.
So what do you reckon with the other games? As we've touched on already, B grade looks like it's going to be a real interesting one.
Yeah, where that will go. Yeah, it'll be interesting. As we see one of the Shep News sports journalist greats, Tyler Marrock in. What
Tatura's own?
Tatura's own.
Other Tatura player.
D grade new bowler.
Yeah. Took a 5-wicket haul apparently late in the season in D grade.
Yeah, he just reminded of that as he walked past.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, mentioned me 5 for it.
Showed me the screenshot of the scorebook and just said, give this a plug, boys.
That's it. Corey Hickford just playing a lot of crossbat shots there. I don't have a clue as to why he's doing that.
I think that's just how he plays, Michael. I don't think he's learned too much about holding a stick so far. No, he's a typical number 11 that just likes to go out there and swing. And hopefully we don't have to get down that far, Michael.
No, hopefully for Katandra's sake. But let's look at Numurkah and what do they need to do today, Woodsy, to try and get this win?
Well, I think early wickets is crucial here. They need to take 2 wickets in this first probably half an hour and try to keep these runs down. Obviously, there's only 32 more runs required for victory from Katandra, and they'll be looking to get them at least get a couple wickets as soon as we possibly could. Look, I think it's probably tough to open with Downey straight up. He bowled amazing yesterday. Interesting talking to Pat Hickey out there on the wicket. He made a good point that yesterday balls weren't spinning yesterday at MBD. There wasn't a lot of turn out there for the spin bowlers, but that could change today. The wicket's been under covers all night, so whether there might be early juicing there for the quicks, we don't know. So it'll be interesting to see, MBD, what comes up this morning.
That's exactly right. As I'm just I found the link to our YouTube channel, and I'm just getting that up and running for people that are looking for it on Facebook. So hopefully we can get a lot of viewers watching in on this today, which will be fantastic. So day 2. Yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out what we're trying to do. We got about 5 minutes before the start of play here. Do you want to run through our sponsors for the coverage, please?
Yep, as you throw me under the bus again when I'm not ready.
Oh, that's good.
Our main sponsors, Focus Cards and Gifts. It's all about your special times with family and friends. We can help with cards and gifts for almost any occasion, especially milestone events. We have all the trimmings to make your gifts special. We also stock Golden Valley souvenirs, lamps, beanie kids and other products. We are a small, friendly team, and we would love to help you with your cards and gifts requirements. Call in and see us soon at 181 Maud Street Mall, Shepparton. We are open 7 days a week except public holidays, and we also have Tats Lotto instant scratch tickets available. Also thanking Byers Electrical. Byers Electrical is a family-owned business servicing the Golden Valley regions for the past 15 years. They've recently opened state-of-the-art, fully automated showroom. Is well worth a visit, displaying various lighting, power and switching options. The showroom is located at 47 to 49 Benalla Road, Shepparton, and is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Now servicing the Bendigo region as well and surrounds. With all your electrical, data, solar, security and heating and cooling needs, contact the office on 5831 1890 for all your inquiries. The main sponsor of Cricket Shepparton too, the Sherborne Terrace. The Sherborne Terrace in Wyndham Street. Shepparton is your one-stop shop if you're coming into town or have family friends coming for Easter. Plenty of accommodation, including recently refurbished rooms, TAB facilities, sports bar, as well as Maguire's Bistro for lunch and dinner. They also have function spaces and a drive-through bottle shop that is open until 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday nights. At the Sherborne Terrace, we only want the best for you. The Butter Factory and Gagliardi Scott, will plug them throughout the day too. Also major sponsors of this coverage today, MBD.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Sam. We're about 3 minutes away, ladies and gentlemen, from the start of the second day's play here at Deakin Reserve. We might, if we can, Adam, just throw in a quick sponsors break, please, and we'll come back to Deakin Reserve.
For car servicing that's done by the book, choose the experience and knowledge of Murphy's Motors and Tyres Euroa. As a Repco authorised service centre, you can rely on them to provide fully qualified logbook servicing that protects your rights to a warranty, and it won't cost you the earth. It's your car and it's your choice, and the right choice is Murphy's Motors and Tyres, Tarcombe Street, Euroa.
1FM sponsor.
At Just Better Care, our goal is to provide you with the very best in-home support experience every day. Our services support people with a wide range of physical, social and intellectual abilities at all stages of life, from childhood right through to a golden age. We are NDIS ready, available 24/7 and operated locally by a local owner. It's what sets Just Better Care apart as one of Australia's leading in-home support providers. Servicing all of rural Victoria, call us on 03 587 32034 and learn how Just Better Care can help you.
Hi Jack, how's the fencing going?
Great, couldn't be happier. And the price for all the gear was fantastic.
Where'd you get it all from?
Rural Fencing in Shepparton. They were so helpful, and even after shopping around, I couldn't beat their prices. They also supply the local store just up the road. Hey, where are you off to? Thought you were here to help.
Sorry mate, I'm off to Rural Fencing to get a bargain.
Here's the number. It's a free call on 1300 252 889. Give me a ring.
What's that number again? 1300 252 889.
1FM sponsor.
Honey, I thought you rang the TV guy and got the reception fixed.
I've tried 3 times, but they never return my calls.
Did you try Jason's TV? A mate at work had them around last week and they came and sorted their problem straight away.
Okay, I'll give them a call now.
Yes! Thanks for calling Jason's TV. They did a great job.
Call Jason's TV now. 0403 688 666.
1FM sponsor.
Broadcasting from the top of Mount Major on 98.5 megahertz. This is 1FM.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Deakin Reserve, as everything's just about set for the commencement of day 2 here on Cricket Shepparton's Haisman Shield final. Tim Arnell has the ball. He's going to be bowling from the Nixon Street end. He's going to be bowling to Scott Richardson, to 2 slips, a gully, point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, square leg and find leg. It is day 2 action of this Cricket Shepparton final. Score is 3 for 85, Katandra. We're about ready to get set up and we're getting underway as we speak. Tim Arnell coming in off this long run-up that he has to Scott Richardson. Bowls now and driven nicely to cover by Richardson for no run. Starting his 12th over of this innings, which is also the 50th over of the Numurkah bowling innings. And pretty comfortable sort of start there, Sam Wood.
Yeah, no, just feeling out early. I think MVD, not much there. Need a couple big wickets early here, Numurkah.
Quick change already, square leg coming across into what looks like a backward point or a second gully. As Arnell in again, pass umpire Wood, delivers to Richardson, and it's just pushed into the offside for no run. As we welcome our first guest for today, the coach of the Tatura Cricket Club, Tim Kelly. Coach, captain.
Thanks, Mick. Thanks, Woodsy. Yeah, good to be here this morning.
How's your weekend been? You played a footy practice match yesterday?
Yeah, played a practice match yesterday for Rumballara against Stanhope, and yeah, it was a really good game, but we won by 10 points, but yeah, it's our last hit out before round 1.
As Arnell into Richardson again, and drive and play and miss there through to Josh Smith.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good angle, got some angle across Richardson there, sort of went away from him, 2 slips in the gully. If he's going to get wickets, I think he's got to really try and pitch it up and stick him off.
Well, I think that's probably the best way to look at it as well. And the wind seems to be going that way at the moment too.
Yeah.
It's going from the scoreboard across to Shep United Football Club rooms. That was what it was like when we left the ground before. So it'll be interesting to see how much this wind actually plays into the batsman and the bowler's mind, as Arnell in again to Richardson and left alone. Just died a little bit getting through to Smith.
Yeah, he's coming very wide of the crease, and to the left-hander, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get him LBW. So yeah, he's got to try to get that angle across. It looks like that's what he's trying to do, is angle it across and sneak Richardson off. Need a couple of big wickets here, Numurkah.
Very much so. And they need them quickly, I would think as well. On the back foot, 3 for 85 after being bowled out yesterday for 116. Katandra 3 for 85 as Arnell in again to Richardson. And that's a driven uppishly, but it's through forward of point. The first runs for the day, and they'll get a comfortable 2 there. As keeping an eye on Jed Wright, he looks like he's running reasonably freely at this point in time. Tweaked a little bit of a knee injury, or knee tweak late yesterday.
A knee tweak?
Not too sure what happened, but he wasn't running very freely last night.
No, so, but it's amazing what anti-inflammatories can do for you.
Tim Arnell starting his run up on the pitch next to the...
As he's in again to Richardson, and he's playing that into mid-wicket for no run. That completes the first over. 2 runs from it. The score is 3 for 87 after 50 overs.
So you get to see much of the cricket yesterday, Timmy. I know you played the footy practice match, but outside of that?
I saw the last hour. Cleary was not out with Scoliarev, and they were none for 40-odd, and I thought Numurkah did a great job to tie them down and restrict the runs and then pick up a few wickets at the end. Really got themselves back into the game, but then, yeah, this partnership between Richardson and Wright sort of steadied the ship. but Numurkah really need to break this partnership right now. Otherwise, it's curtains.
Looks like Downey's going to take up the attack again. Woodsy?
For his 22nd straight over. Well, not technically straight, but...
Well, yeah.
He hasn't stopped.
What are his figures, Mick?
No, 2 for 16 off 21.
Can't do much more than that.
No, that's exactly right. So...
And it was very interesting, I was saying before, talking to Pat Hickey out on the wicket, he actually told me that Downey should bowl from this end. And that's the decision from the grandstand end that's come this morning. First ball to Jed Wright's a dot ball.
Deep mid on and deep mid off.
Probably a fair field to Jed.
Downey comes in again. That one climbs a bit on right. Defends to point, no run.
Yeah, he plays his shot straight away, Jed, like last night. Ball one, crack through the covers. Got a great eye.
Downey in again. That one similar to the ball before and defended to cover this time. No run.
Yeah, it's a smart move to have those two men out. Sets very good fields, Sean Downey.
Downey again. Right forward. Defends no run.
Really tests your patience, Sean Downey.
Approaches from the grandstand end. Bowls now. Shorter and Wright just helps himself. And that will bounce away for 4. And the first boundary of the morning here. Don't know why you're still running him, Jed. That's 4.
The umpire has given the signal. That's probably why.
Score moves on to 3 for 91 here at Deakin Reserve. First boundary of the morning. We see Richardson, he's 15, and with that boundary, Wright moves to 14.
What do you think they'll do, boys, if they pass, if Katandra pass Numurkah 4 or 5 down, will Numurkah keep going?
I think it depends on
the coverage. I want them to keep going.
Downey in again. He bowls too short again, and Wright cuts this time through point. They'll turn and come back for 2. As the boundary rider comes around from deep mid-off.
100 overs is a long time.
It is a very long time. 109 we had yesterday. End of another over, 51 done and dusted. 3 for 93 is the score now. Wright to 16, Richardson to 15 on the Buyers Electrical scoreboard.
That is Downey's most expensive over. Doesn't half surprise he does it.
I think if they're 4 or 5 down, TK, I think they need to be 4 or 5 down in this first hour for Numurkah to be interested in continuing to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Arnell now, he'll start his second over of the morning from the Nixon Street end. He bowls Richardson, drives through the covers, beautiful shot. He'll turn and come back for 2. The chase is on out to that boundary. And 2 will be all they'll get. Score moves to 95.
Bit of Merv Hughes in Arnell's run-up. I was saying before that he's starting his run-up on the pitch next to the playing wicket. He's almost a pitch across when he starts his run-up. And he's just running in on that big angle, a bit like Merv Hughes back in the day.
Very long run-up too.
Yeah, but...
yeah. Arnell, he'll come past umpire, would hit the crease now. Shorter ball there, comes back into Richardson, but he gets out of the way of that through to Joshy Smith, the keeper.
It's a smooth run-up, like he's gathering momentum the whole way, and at the crease he's balanced. He's only a small man, but he gets a lot of pace.
Sorry to interrupt there, boys. A couple of early wickets at Numurkah. Both overnight batsmen out in the first over, so they're 5 for 71, a double wicket maiden. Luke Sibley and Paul Travascus at the crease to try and get an extra 21 runs and then try and make something for your roller to chase if they're to go any further.
Arnell, he'll come in for his 3rd ball of this over. High action, a little bit of early movement there through to Joshy Smith.
Brought in a short cover there, Eckhart on that. Just, yeah, very attacking field. Got 2 gullies and then a almost short point. Arnell last night, he got a couple of really kick off a good length, and looks like they've got a strong plan here to Richardson.
Arnell looking to close this over out soon as he hits a crease now, strays onto his legs though. Richardson will get one. Dill Grandel comes in from fine leg, and they'll only keep it to a 1. 3 for 96. The score moves to. This wind, TK, very strong out there. Would it be favouring Timmy Arnell here? I know it's going across him a fair bit, obviously helping with his swing.
Yeah, he's getting that angle across, like it suits his natural action, and he's already got a couple to move across, so I think it's a good move to bowl him from that end. Just on your roll, boys, if they win the B grade flag, would they be looking to come into the A grade competition next year?
Michael Van Dorser, I'll let you answer that after this ball as Arnell hits the crease now. Right drives. He takes a couple steps down the wicket, but Moppy Klein comes around and fields that. No run. MVD.
Has been a discussion that's been going on. I'm hearing there's been a bit of talk going around that they might want to come in.
As well as some other sides?
As well as some other sides. We had a bit of a chat about it yesterday in regards to possible expansion. So,
a lot of good players in that Euroa team.
Oh, very much so.
Arnell, last ball of this over now, hits a crease, bowls right, bit of bat pad involved there, and the man comes in. I think that's Braybon from square leg, keeps it to no run, an end of another over. 3 for 96 after 52 here.
What do you reckon, Tim, in regards to expansion? Do you reckon, like, if some of these sides start coming in, do you reckon it's going to be good for cricket?
Yeah, absolutely. If Euroa had an A grade, like, that'd be awesome. Beautiful ground. They're a big town. Like, those opening bowlers they've got, Will Murray and Brad Gleeson, like, they're quality bowlers. And then the Marcus Hill, like, he's played a lot of Premier League cricket. Like, he's an established batsman. Like, yeah, I reckon it'd be great for cricket. Like, they could put their hand up. They'd be good Country Week players.
Yeah, they would be too. There's nothing saying they couldn't play Country Week either, from what I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay, B grade's their highest, but...
Downey from the grandstand end now. Richardson rocks forward, defends, no run.
Yeah, I wonder if they were considered.
I don't know.
They probably would have been. Just probably unavailable.
Well, I mean, Will Murray took out the bowling average.
Yeah.
Downey, again, flights that one up a bit more.
The wind held that one up, I reckon, there, Woodsy, as well.
Yeah. Even Marcus Hill, like, he played a lot of Premier League first 11 cricket at Essendon for a long time, and he would have been a great player in the middle order at Melbourne Country Week.
Downey bowls inside edge, goes into the leg side there by Richardson. No run.
Well, that's it. It's like some of these players should be putting their hand up if they reckon they're good enough.
Downey has Richardson forward here, defends to allow at point. No run.
They've brought up mid-off and mid-on for Richardson. They don't think he's going to go over the top.
Downey getting through his overs quickly. Joshy Smith takes it with the gloves behind the stumps.
They might want to get the kid off the ground, though, to be honest, if Jed's bowling. Batting, sorry.
What do you mean?
Young fella on the ground. He's running off now. It's okay. I was just a little bit concerned about the poor kid's health. If Jed gets onto one of those balls straight.
Downey, last ball of this over, comes around the wicket, flights that one up. But no run. Made an MVD.
Correct.
First of the morning.
He seems like he's always thinking, Sean Downey.
Oh, yeah. Leg cutters, off cutters, out swingers, in swingers. He's always keeps you guessing.
He's not an off spinner.
Nah.
He's just a slow, medium pacer.
He's just everything, yeah. You don't know what's coming.
How do you play someone when it's like that, TK? When he's constantly changing, he's just not standard bowling off spin. How do you really take that on as a batsman? We'll get back to that. Arnell from Nixon Street bowls on off stump, right drives, Kine fields at mid-off, no run.
Well, he's taken 25 wickets at an average of probably less than 15, so he's had a great year, Sean Downey. And, you know, batsmen have probably had plans for him, but yeah, this year he's come out on top against probably most of the opposition he's played against. But you know, you try to go out there when you're facing him. Like, we thought if we take him for even 1 or 2 or 3 and over, like, that's a win for us.
Now bowls now. Shorter length to right, pulls the ball that probably wasn't there to pull. And no run to mid-on.
It feels like he just wants you to take him on. You know, he floats up the outswinger. He really tests your patience, and we talked about trying to just milk him for 1s and 2s. But yeah, in the final,
and just sweat on that bad ball that if he bowls it.
Yeah, but he doesn't bowl bad balls really. He took 5 for 8 against us after Christmas, so that plan didn't work.
Now hits the crease now. Bowls right forward, no run. Very solid this morning, Jed, in his front foot defence.
So he can have plans, but it's another thing to execute, Woodsy.
The best laid plans of mice and men, isn't that the quote?
What's that?
The best laid plans of mice and men? No? Or is that just something I've heard of that?
I think
something I've just made up?
I can't say I've heard of that, MBD.
Don't worry about it. All good. Talking about Euro before.
Yeah.
Had a look at their numbers. Will Murray, 45 wickets at 9.63.
Hey? For the year?
Mm-hmm. Arnell to the crease now. Bowls right drives, lay off fields at short cover, no run.
45. What about
43?
Gleeson?
Sorry, 43 at 9.63. Gleeson, 26 at 10.69. James Lloyd, 18 at 8.5. Lucas Paul, 17, and Matthew Walker, 10.
Xavier Hamill's on that list there. How many did he take?
3.
2 games.
In 2 games at 26. That's all in like the B grade sort of numbers. So 43 wickets he's taken. Will Murray at a ripper, average 9.
What about runs, Mick?
Arnell bowls right, leaves outside off, no run.
That's sharp bowling.
Gee, I might have to fire this air conditioner up. Woodsy.
Watch the waters open.
Open up the floodgates. Runs.
1 ball left in the 54th over here.
Linton Colco forward, 143. Brad Gleeson again, 388. Gee, he's had a reasonable year.
Arnell to close this over out now. Hits the crease. Right forward. Big shout. I think he got a long way forward there. I think it was going over.
And angling down. He's still coming from wide of the crease.
All the above.
He had a few big shouts last night against Jed, which looked reasonably close. But yeah, with that angle that we spoke about before, he is getting in the angle into the right-hander and across the left-hander, so it will be hard for him to get LBWs.
Sorry, mate, go on.
Yeah, but he's looking dangerous, though. Like, to get the edge behind or even to bowl both players.
Downey in again. Defensive shot into the offside by Richardson, no run.
Another wicket falls at Marupna. Travascus gone by Gleeson for 4, 6 for 79.
Downey forward by Richardson. What's Gleeson got for the match?
Oh, I'm just going to check that one for you.
What do they need to make him bat again?
They needed 21 this morning.
21 this morning.
And I reckon they probably only scored about 4 or 5 this morning by the sound of it.
Downey in again. Richardson forward. Defends. No run.
Well, they've scored 8. It's 4 for, what did I say? 6 for 79. They were 3 for 71 overnight.
They needed another 20 this morning, didn't they, to hit the lead?
They needed 21 this morning, or 22 this morning.
Downey around the wicket now, and Richardson sweeps and sweeps well. Richardson, a boundary to his name. Takes a score to 3 figures. 1-0-0. Richardson moves to 22. Right 16. The change of angle there from Downey really played into Richardson's hands as he swept and swept well.
But if he missed it, he would have been LBW. Brave shot, but it came off.
And all of a sudden, Downey goes back to over the wicket as he approaches again. This time forward, no run. Still very breezy conditions out there at the moment as Downey comes in. Richardson again, no run. End of another over for Downey. 55, I think that is MVD, done and dusted.
Correct.
3 for 100, Richardson 22, Wright 16.
What do you reckon, boys? Left arm offie, Gledhill from this end.
Into the wind?
Yeah.
Into the wind. There's winds going from left to right, so he won't be really bowling into the wind.
Left to right?
It's going across the ground. No bowl bowling into the wind, are they?
I think it's on. Well, I think it's coming through still on that more of an angle from Light Tower 1 or the scoreboard across to the Shep United Football Club rooms.
Arnell, from where he's been all morning, Nixon Street right, back foot defence, no run.
Gleeson's taken 3 this morning to go with 1 yesterday. That's 4, so he's taken 9 for the match. In the B grade game.
Did you follow this man bowling, TK, during the week? His eventful week. Did you follow the proceedings of that and your thoughts on it?
No, I'm not too sure what happened. I know there was a hearing on Friday night, but not too sure what happened. I just saw the article in the paper, that was all.
Now bowls now, right drives. Wow, Fields, no run.
He's a legend of a fella, Timmy. Like, whenever we've played against him, he's always showed great sportsmanship and he's always been really competitive. Would have hated for him to see him miss out on playing in the grand final. And he's been, how old is he now? He'd be 25, 26. Like, he's been a great competitor for a long time, and to miss out on Numurkah's first grand final would have been a pretty big blow for him. But I wasn't there, so I don't really know what happened on the day.
Arnell hits the crease now, bowls right forward. Gledhill at short cover, no run. And you attended Wednesday night, Timmy, the Lightfoot medal count at the golf club. You polled quite well through the Lightfoot. How do you think the night panned out, and more personally your season too?
Went there Wednesday night. Didn't have any expectations on how I would go personally. I thought Connor Hayes would have been a really good chance to be up there in the top 3 or 4 players in the count, but to be expected. Like, I thought Gledhill or Downey or Will Hale would have won it.
As
Upish from right there, and they sneak through for a single.
I actually thought Sean Downey would have won it both times we played him.
Yeah, so he was your tip going into it?
Yeah, he was my tip. Yeah, he would have got 3 votes against us both times, and he had a lot of other good games as well. Like, he played a lot of games where he took 3 wickets or made 30 runs in the same game. So yeah, he was my tip. But yeah, you weren't surprised to see Liam Gledhill win it. Like, he's had an outstanding year as well.
Now hits the crease, short ball there. Richardson ducks underneath it.
The only thing going into it was, were they going to pinch votes off each other?
Well, just looking at that at the club leaderboard, T. Kelly at the top, 13 votes. Connor Hayes 12, Archer 6, Dinnis 4, Armstrong and Miller 2.
Yeah, I thought we polled pretty well. Yeah. Pretty happy with that. But happy with our year and how we went. We made the first final, lost that first final to Numurkah, and would have liked to have been a little bit more competitive in that game, but we learned a lot from it.
Hey, wicket this morning, first one. Richardson, he's bowled by Arnell.
That's just pace. That's sharp. Top of off. Good ball. Yeah, there's no shame in going out to a ball like that. Well bowled. 4 for 101. So we spoke about before, if Numurkah wanted to continue and go for the outright, that they really need to get 3 or 4 wickets early, and that's one of them. Tim Arnell, he just persisted on that line and length and bowling very good pace. Be a great challenge for a batsman coming in to be facing Tim Arnell right now. He'd have to be really on his toes and have a sharp footwork because he's really steaming in.
Did he set him up there, Timmy, just by watching our live stream here? And we've got the pleasure of having a ball late so we can see what happens. But the short ball was the ball before it and then the full one. So is it a plan there? You reckon he set him up?
No, like Richardson, he did look comfortable against the short ball. But, yeah, it does put thoughts in your head. You know, he does bowl that very good short ball, Arnell. So, yeah, it does put thoughts in your head. But... no, I think it was just a good ball.
Well, the changes come now from the grandstand end. That was the end of Arnell's over. So 56 done and dusted, but the end of Arnell's over now sees it switch to the grandstand end. And Downey's run of overs is done and dusted. The change is coming. Michael Eckard will come into the attack.
And Nath Hickey's the new batsman as well.
Yeah, in a bit of touch at the moment, I think, Nath Hickey, 192 runs. I think he got a few runs. I think he got 50 last week or something in the final, so in some good touch there.
Experienced player, been around a long time. I reckon these two batters would have been here when Katandra first started in A grade or thereabouts, Jed and Nathan Hickey. So it'd mean a lot to these two boys, I reckon, if they were out in the middle when they passed them. Cleary, he's another one that's been there for a long time. Ray Ireland, Andrew Reardon.
Be very disappointing for Riedo to miss out on this. I think he'd be fairly upset with that as Eckard bowls right cuts to the field, no run. I think he tried everything in his power to get up, but I think your health is the big priority here, and it's just a grand final. It's just sport, they come and go, but he'll be a part of this. He's had the opportunity to be around, and he's an absolute legend of the competition. So we hope we see Riedo back out playing cricket and footy. Now he's back out at Katandra as soon as possible. Wish him all the best in his recovery.
Just be thinking of the boys and hoping they get up, I reckon.
Eckard now will come in, nice slow action. Right goes to cut there and doesn't get a piece of it. Good to see the crowd piling in this morning too, Timmy. A lot of cars coming in.
Yeah, I couldn't get a car park in the ground. I had to park out on Skene Street.
Eckard again, right. Oh, turned a bit there, yeah. Pat Hickey called it this morning. He said that end's going to turn.
It's an awkward bowler to face. Really gets the ball to kick up off a good length. Gets him to skid low.
Yeah, definitely a lot of turn out there this morning. Eckard again. He's got right in a bit of trouble here at the moment.
Just bowling good areas.
Not much he can do.
Yeah.
Eckard to close out this over now. Comes in right. Gets that one now. Too short there from Eckard. And he cuts and cuts well. The chase is on Brabant. He'll keep that to 2. Score moves to 103. Only 14 runs to get now. Right to 19. Hickey yet to score. Junior cricket's looking very good at TAD at the moment, Timmy. You got a lot of young guys that have had a lot of experience at senior level throughout the season, and a lot of them performing at senior level too.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Got a very young list, and this year had a lot of players take some big steps forward. Michael Archer's the one that stands out. Like, he made the team of the year. He's a 20-year-old kid that he's just become a lot more consistent, and he's got some big years ahead of him. Caden Pratt, he developed as well. Like, he made a lot of 30s and 40s.
Blake Armstrong?
Yeah, Blake Armstrong. He's 15 years of age. He played 2 A-grade games this year, but had an outstanding year in the juniors. He won the batting and bowling for the club.
Arnell. Bowls now. Hickey forward. Matty Klein at square leg picks it up, no run. Hickey still not off the mark.
It's his first ball he's faced. Woodsy.
Give him a chance, Woodsy.
Sorry. Can't be perfect. Sorry, Karen.
It is a long run up here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Might as well start on Nixon Street.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking.
No rules against the long run up.
Arnell hits the crease now. Hit on the pad. Finger goes straight up. Hickey's walking back. Put the mocker on him. Effects microphone doing wonders out there.
Stayed low, that.
Yeah, and like you said, Timmy, Tim Arnell's got the tail up. He's bowling heat this morning, and that's not easy to get.
Yeah, it'd be a big challenge going into face.
On his second ball.
Yeah. If they had another 30 or 40 runs, it'd be really interesting to see what happens this morning, but 14 to get. Well, you never know, though.
The Man Mountain, Hadley Surrett. He's striding out to the crease. 197 runs in 2017-18 from his 16 matches. Big boy, and can hit the ball a long way.
I reckon he hit, playing against Katandra a few years ago, he hit, who was it? I mean, I don't know, he hit a ball. He hit one of us up on the roof from the other end. It's massive.
Gee, that's a big wicket.
What if they can get a couple more in the space of a couple overs, Timmy? Game on.
Yeah, I think you start looking at the scenario, what can happen for the rest of the day. Like, if they can even bowl them out for 130, 140, and the Numurkah could go out and they have 30 or 40 overs to just play their shots and try and get as many runs as possible. You never know.
Now into Surrett. Shorter length, Surrett rocks back, defends that into the offside, no run.
But they've got to bowl them out in the next hour. They've got to be batting before lunch.
You do get that feeling, don't you? It's got to be done.
Yeah.
If you're Numurkah, you'd start to think you're into the tail, but you look at this Katandra lineup. Mickey Peters got the pads on at the moment. You've got Ray Island. As Michael Archer corrected me when I was talking about Corey Hickford's batting earlier, he actually does have 3 A-grade 50s to his name. So when you got him batting at number 11, you bat right very deep. As Arnell bowled him. Oh my God.
That just went across him. That was a beautiful ball. That would have started on leg and just swung. Late swing.
Timmy Arnell is turning this game on its head right now. 6 for 103. Jed Wright just standing at the Nixon Street end. He can't do anything about it.
Don't push the panic button yet, Woodsy.
I know, I just finished saying they bat to number 11 and suddenly I'm excited. But this is what they needed this morning. This is what Numurkah came here hoping for.
He's bowling full and at the stumps.
I think we're going the distance today, though, boys.
Get the feeling of that. As Mick Peters walks to the crease.
Gee, you'd hate to cop a ball like that going in early. Second ball he's faced.
Did he play just looking at the replay, did he play the wrong line?
Well, it was on his leg stub and it just swung across him.
Yeah, it just went across him.
Just look at...
That would have got anyone.
Did you see that replay, MVD?
Yeah, it just went across.
Was it?
Yep. So 3 wickets for Tim Arnell in the space of 5 balls.
It's like a caged lion at the top of his run-up.
6 for 103.
He's jumping out of his skin.
Nell's figures at this point in time, 15.4 overs, 2 maidens, 4 for 43. Actually, that's 3 maidens.
Nell, tail up, hits the crease now. Short ball, Peters gets under that.
Full ball coming.
Bit of advice as well.
Got a bit to say, Timmy. All you can do is just stand there and smile, can't you, Timmy?
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to take it, isn't it?
Now he's back at the top of his mark from Nixon Street, as he has been all morning. Past umpire Wood, hits the crease now. On the stumps again, Mick Peters flicks this under the leg side. Timmy Braybon's got a lot to do out there. He can't keep it to 2. 2 runs to Peters, he's off the mark.
Can't keep it to 1, Woodsy.
Can't keep it to 1. Sunday morning. End of another over. 6 for 105, Wright 19, Peters 2. Wright gets his chance to come on strike now after watching all that chaos.
What do you think's
in front of him?
What do you think's going through Wright's mind right now? Do I hit out?
Nah,
Try and get the runs as quick as possible?
I need 12 runs.
You lose him now.
Singles.
I think just watching from the other end, it's been like, you'd probably be sitting there a bit nervous, wouldn't you?
Yeah. 12. Just need to knock a few into the gap, get a few singles, and they're home.
Well, there's 2 boundary riders, deep square leg and deep long on, as Eckhart into right, and that's just hammered through cover off the back foot. And that is, they've got 2. That has gone for 4. 6 for 109. Eckhart just dropping a little bit short, and Jed Wright turns around and says, "Thank you very much."
That's all he's got to do. No risk in that.
Not at all.
Eckhart, slight change in the field now. Sean Downey just repositioning himself as Eckhart comes in.
Oy.
Very far forward. Outside the line, Timmy.
Yeah, probably. Maybe. Don't know. Looks close.
I reckon it was outside the line. Just. Still a big wicket to get here. Right. Eckhart in.
Sorry.
That's right.
Stepping on your toes. Didn't know you were here this morning, Emily. You haven't called a ball yet.
I did. I called a couple. I've been trying to score and keep everyone up to date on the live stream, making sure everything's working all right.
Just needs to close out a tight one here, Eckhart, and give Timmy a chance.
Yeah.
Give Timmy a chance at the other end to roll through him.
As the wind keeps blowing around here, I reckon that's about a 7 to 8 goal breeze now, Woodsy.
Those trees are nearly blown over.
Oh, be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Eckhart bowls right forward, no run.
Where'd that come from?
That's Adam, our technician, that's working down in the truck. And he's just letting us know that the truck is shaking as Eckhart comes in. And White gets bat on this one, going around the backward square leg. And it's not, is it going to get the 4? No, not quite. They've got 3, which is probably not what Numurkah wanted. 3 runs to Jed Wright to finish that over. And the score is 6 for 112. It's probably not what Numurkah wanted. I reckon they would have wanted the new batsman, Peters, at the striker's end for Arnell. Or do you reckon?
Yeah.
Might be
It'd be hard for a new batter to be facing, for sure, but yeah.
Michael Eckhart's bowling figures at this point: 10 overs, 3 maidens, none for 18.
One slip, short cover, gully, and a stacked offside ring.
He's going to be targeting that off peg, I would dare say, on the stumps. Is that probably the fair way to say it?
Looks like he's going to try and go outside off and get him caught.
No, full ball. Full toss and right drives to cover, no run. MBD, when you get a chance, this morning, Arnell, his figures, just this morning.
Yep, I'll get that to you, mate.
Arnell, top of the mark now. Hits the crease. Right, squares him up a little bit. Hits it to point, no run.
Matt Klein warming up. Could we see a bowling change at the top end?
Three for 8 this morning into his 6th over, Tim Arnell. Woodsy.
Amazing bowling to start the morning. Got his tail up as he hits the crease again. Right forward, Grandel Fields in gully, no run.
Yeah, they've brought the field right up now. Not even a fine leg.
You just got to go for it. You got to try and take as many wickets as you possibly can.
Yeah, it's make or break now. Can end it with a 6 if he wants to.
I don't see it happening today. His shot isn't his shot over cover, and it's like that'd be a very good shot if he did 6 over cover.
His shots are everywhere.
Arnell into right and full on his toes, and just played to mid off. Where do you guys get him out?
I think this year we got him out caught behind, I think. But
okay.
Yeah, but we've seen him. We haven't got him out sometimes, and he's just
gone berserk.
Yeah.
Interesting, slight little adjustment in the field here. Square leg drops about 10 metres. As Arnell at the top of his mark, or midway through his run up as we speak, into right, and misses out there right. He went to leg side, went to flick that down to fine leg, and there was no connection. Well taken by Josh Smith.
I think he's going pegs here, boys. LB bowled.
Out of his 4, they've all been LB. 2 have been LB and 2 have been bowled.
Yeah.
So.
Who's in next, boys?
Ireland.
Ray Island.
Ray Island or Brady Black?
I reckon at Ireland you'd send in next.
The experience. Arnell in again to right, and outside off, driven to mid off, and there's no run. Completes a maiden over. Score is 6 for 112 after 50. No, that's 60 overs. There's change in the bowling attack.
Matt Klein.
Matt Klein coming in. And Michael Eckard finishes with figures of just the 2 overs this morning. Finished with 10 overs for 18.
G'day, Brendan.
Morning, Timothy. How are you?
Good, thanks. What's going on?
Just living the dream, watching the grand final. It's getting a bit nervous. I think there's a few people pretty nervous at the minute.
Just a quick one. Matt or Andrew Klein?
It's Matt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Run-up's a bit long for Poppy.
I'm just checking because the scoreboard came up with Andrew, so I just thought I'd ask the question.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
Moppy's got the beard too. He looks like Santa Claus.
Well, there you go. Fair enough.
How old is Moppy Grump?
Might be, it'd have to be into his probably 46.
How good is that he's still out there playing
43,
an
I think he said.
grand final with his son?
Would that be right?
In the 40s. Definitely in the 40s, yeah. It's a tremendous effort. Win, lose or draw, it's something they'll be able to look back on when they're a bit older and reminisce, because most people don't get to do that.
Especially in A grade.
And particularly if you don't have a son.
Yeah. Who was the last father-son combo that you played against, Grumpy, in A grade?
Against?
Or with?
Oh, the Larkins.
Oh, yeah, true.
Hollands.
Yeah.
You played in the grand final last year with the Hollands, didn't you?
Yes. Yes.
B grade?
Yeah, that was a good one. Scooter batted really well, and he and Connor both played really good cricket.
Satoris?
Yeah, the Satoris, yes. Defending 198 today in the semi.
Are they?
It's Hamish Winter Irving's mob, Footscray.
There you go.
Klein, Bowles, Peters defends into the offside.
How many Daniel make?
48.
48.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? The 112, 6 for 112 should be a walk in the park, but the finals just add that extra element, don't they? Those runs become really hard to come by. But I think Jed's batting really well.
Yeah.
Patient.
It's a great contest. Numurkah's been fantastic. The way they've been able to fight their way back into it, and they've showed a lot of fight.
Klein, full. Peters flicks into the leg side. No cover out there. Grandel will chase. They'll turn. Come back for the 3. And Peters will get there.
What are you thinking, Grant? Can Numurkah keep pushing here, or?
I think they have to. Yeah, I think you have to. But it's one of those ones where it's not a wet wicket. So trying to get in and have a quick hit and then get Katandra all out again is going to be a tough ask. But I think you have to have a go at it.
Klein bowls now. Right, defends.
You'd have to have them all bowled out before lunch.
Yeah, and I think if they're thinking the way they should be, Jed, they tick these runs off and then back them out of the game. And if they can sort of hold 6 for by lunch, I think Numurkah would concede.
Yeah,
it's just not enough time to get that out right. It won't happen.
Into the 61st over, 6 for 115, 2 runs away now. Breaking a 65-year drought, Katandra.
I don't think there'll be many cows milked tomorrow.
Arnell. Nixon Street end as he has been all morning. Oh, false start. Hopes are up then.
Just talking about wind, gentlemen. See those trees that are bent to the left?
Yeah.
That's which way the wind's going.
Before they were going the other way.
Oh, gale force winds.
Yeah, before they were going the other way.
Didn't get blown off your bike this morning, Grumps?
I nearly did.
How far did you
go? 60.
60 metres or?
Yeah, just to the letterbox and back.
What time did you wake up?
6:30.
Hey, look at Dave Dallaire trying to run in and put the bails back on there. He's
looking at him trying to run.
Yeah,
or?
He's running into a headwind.
It's not the first time that Dave's been involved with bails getting flicked off in the last couple of weeks.
Very true. Here we go, Woodsy.
Arnell hits the crease. Peters.
Oh.
Skies. Fielder going back. He won't get there though. He gets it on the bounce.
It was a level.
No, that's 2 runs.
Yeah.
That's the win.
That's the win. So Katandra.
They're going to keep going.
They're going to keep going, but that's it. 65 years broken.
At this stage.
At this stage. Not over to the fat lady sings.
I don't think she'll be singing for a long time to go.
I think she might be gargling a bit of mouthwash though.
Quite possible.
Yeah.
Trying to get the field working here.
They've attacked really well, Numurkah, and their field placements are really attacking. Like you've just got to get wickets. It's plain and simple.
Arnell Bowls now.
Oi!
Ooh. It's nearly similar to the dill scoop or whatever it is.
I think I was just trying to get out the way. That's a get out the way sort of shot, isn't it?
He played a shot at it as he was trying to get out the way.
Goes down on one. We'll describe it for our radio listeners there, Sam. Gets down on one knee trying to play a pull shot.
I think his intention was to duck it, but then thought, oh, well, I'll try to pull it while I go.
It would have been 4.
For sure.
He tried to duck it, but it didn't get up. So he's ducked it, and there's a ball coming in his head. You got to do something.
Certainly do.
Now. Bowls now. Peters flicks off his stumps.
He likes working off his pads.
Braybon's chasing. They'll turn, come back for 2. 119 the score now.
Be a very shallow feeling for Numurkah at the moment. It's you know, they've come a long way, and they've done a tremendous job to get to the big dance, and you know, they've just got to be hoping that they can really, you know, knock a few wickets over really quickly, but it's just going to be such a hard ask. You know, I think it's just, I can't see us playing beyond lunchtime.
I think Mick Peters just got warned then, running on the wicket.
Actually, that'd be interesting.
Arnell. Bowles.
Where's that? Oh, he's launched.
Can hit a ball, Mick Peters.
Clipped nicely into the wind. Goes down a long on for a couple of runs.
The recruit from Nathalia.
Katandra at this stage have won a 2-day flag, a 1-day flag, and
they played off for a 2020 flag.
Just missed out on the clean sweep.
Yeah, tremendous effort.
Yeah.
And just great to see, a rural country club community. You know, that's the footy and cricket and the netball's the community hub, and yeah, it's tremendous to see. And they've opened the big pavilion as well, so it's been a big year.
Now, Bowles, Peters into the leg side, no run.
Good to see Timmy still pushing in hard.
Yeah, he will. He'll keep pushing in all day. He's got a lot of fight. But yeah, Katandra, they have had a lot of setbacks. They've lost the grand final last year. They've lost a few finals over the years. They've showed a lot of resilience as well.
Yeah, they have, and I think I touched on it yesterday. You learn to win when you lose. It probably sounds a bit silly, but they come up short last year, and they realised what they need to do to take that next step. And so far, they've certainly taken it. They've already passed Numurkah, which is fantastic. Good luck.
Even in that first final against Northerners, they were defending 105. You would have thought Northerners were in the box seat to win that game, but Katandra against all odds were able to win it. They've lost Reardon through injury as well, so yeah, it's a great story.
Certainly is a great story. The only addition that you'd have would be having Reardo out there, but that's cricket, that's sport. He'll be wrapped for him, absolutely.
Score 6 for 122 after 62 overs.
See Wally Hudson there, he's pretty happy with proceedings. He's a Katandra stalwart. A lot of people at Katandra will be, I think it's going to be reasonably busy.
Yep. As Matt Klein comes in from the grandstand end to bowl to Mick Peters, and cut shot backward of point. They get one. They're going to come back for a second.
They have the parade down Main Street.
They've got a third run on the relay throw. So Mick Peters moves along to 15.
Yeah, he looks reasonably comfortable.
15 off 14 at this point. A parade down the main street of Katandra.
Well, you know how they have the, the traffic updates?
Yeah.
I think this will be the first time there'll be peak hour at Katandra West.
Down Queen Street as Klein in again and just flipped.
That's out.
And caught it backward square. Jed Wright goes for a well-made 26.
They just keep hanging in there in America.
This next 40 minutes.
As not 100% sure who took that catch, but
Tim Arnell.
Just tried to work it off his legs a little bit too much. Working it off his legs. It's happened a little bit today. There's a couple of wickets that the two blokes that got bowled before, both trying to, take it off their legs, playing across the line. You just got to play straight at Deakin.
Yeah, but Mick Peters has played across the line and he's smoking them.
He got away with it.
I think that's it. He's getting away with it at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah.
Trusting his eye. Brings Brady Black to the crease.
How old's he? Grumpy? Brady Black?
I'm not sure.
17?
Would he be that? Possibly.
He's mates with Josh Larkin, so
yeah,
Josh's age.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah.
Old batter Jed.
As he comes from the field. A handy little partnership, that of 22 between Jed Wright and Mick Peters.
They just steadied the ship that little bit.
After losing, 3 for 2?
He didn't look to be hobbling at all after yesterday. Like he was hobbling significantly yesterday afternoon, but he looked pretty good out there now.
Well, I was going to ask you before that wicket fell, whose call is it? Is it the fielding captain's call to make, or is it and all that? But I reckon Liam will probably go, you know what, 7 for 125. They can keep him under 150.
Yeah, absolutely.
There could be a bit of fireworks happening later this afternoon. Klein coming in to Black, and he pushes that down the leg side for no run. Got a bat pad in now.
It's a little bit hollow. Like you win. We played against Kyola, and we passed them, and we played till lunch. And when you pass them, and everyone's happy, but it's like you're not running out onto the ground. It's still a funny feeling.
Yes. Klein in again from the grandstand end and defended by Black.
Because all the boys, the Katandra boys that are coming into bat, they need to remain focused. They've potentially just won a grand final, but they still have to keep that in mind. Anything can happen. Be expecting to play all day.
Well, that's it, isn't it? You just got to try and play as long as you possibly can and just try and get as many wickets and get as many runs as you possibly can. Yeah,
I think if I was Katandra, I'd be saying let's just, take it slow. Bat them out of the game, because you're not just batting them out of the game, it's that time. Liam's a realist, and they'd be saying, well, okay, we've got to, get 11 wickets, and we've got to make some runs and get ourselves back into it and in front, and there's only so many hours in a day, so it doesn't matter whether Katandra don't get a run for the next 10 overs. Who cares?
Speaking of games that are going the distance, Euroa will be batting again at Marupna. Kara 7 for 114. And he's bowling.
Grumpy, you were right. Playing across the line.
Yep, again.
Matt Klein has just bowled Mick Peters, and with a ball that just angled in. The score, ladies and gentlemen, is 8 for 126.
They brought the drinks on. Is there an effects mic out on the ground?
I picked up a bit.
I think someone just said duck season's opened.
About 10 times.
As Mick Peters makes his way, just played across that, tried to play to mid-on, and then practices the shot as he was walking off, going, play straight. Mick, play straight. As looks like it's going to be Ray Island coming to...
Yeah, that's right.
Ray Island going to come to the crease. It is drinks, is it? They taking drinks? Yep.
Yeah, they have.
Well, if they're taking drinks, ladies and gentlemen, we might take a quick break ourselves and get some sponsors' commitments out of the way. Thanks very much to all of our sponsors that are on board for us today and yesterday. That is Gagliardi Scott Real Estate, Butter Factory Cafe, Focus Cards and Gifts, Byers Electrical and the Sherborne Terrace. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in just a few moments at Deakin Reserve.
Want to know what's going to be broadcast on 1FM each day? Like 1FM Shepparton Radio on Facebook and you'll know what's happening. It's also an easy way to interact with us and let us know what you think. That's 1ONE FM Shepparton Radio on Facebook. Of course, if you're not on Facebook, we're always happy to hear from you at the station on 5831 3131.
Hi Jack, how's the fencing going?
Great, couldn't be happier. And the price for all the gear was fantastic.
Where'd you get it all from?
Rural Fencing in Shepparton. They were so helpful, and even after shopping around, I couldn't beat their prices. They also supply the local store just up the road. Hey, where are you off to? Thought you were here to help.
Sorry mate, I'm off to Rural Fencing to get a bargain.
Here's the number. It's a free call on 1300 252 889. Give them a ring.
What's that number again? 1300 252 889. Ta.
1FM sponsor.
This is John Painter
and Trevor Franklin from
Sport and Road.
Central Tyre Service are your local Goodyear tyre and automotive specialists.
With on-farm tyre servicing,
computerised wheel alignment and balancing,
complete front end and brake repairs,
and a full range of Exide batteries.
There's not a lot the friendly staff at Central Tyre Service can't do.
Servicing the Goulburn Valley region since 1952.
Central Tyre Service can be found at 117 Wellsford Street, Shepparton.
Phone 5821 9555.
Proud sponsors of 1FM.
1FM 98.5, live and local.
And we're coming back, ladies and gentlemen, just in time, which we thought was going to be for Tim Arnell's first ball of his next over from the Nixon Street end, except Brady Black took a step outside thinking you had plenty of time, and yeah, there was a bit of false start anyway. Joining me in commentary at the moment, Tim Kelly and Brendan Kenner.
It's game on.
Game on. 8 for 126. Arnell into Black. High backlift, and he's clipped that one through the leg side. He's going to get a couple of runs at least here with Ray Island at the non-striker's end. Black moves his total along to 3. And Arnell is now 18.1 overs, 5 maidens, 4 for 55. Still searching for that 5-wicket haul.
Tremendous effort.
Great effort, I reckon. And this wind is still blowing quite comfortably. Those goalposts are better watch out. They're moving quite freely at the Harold Street end and also at the Skene Street end.
Be a fair whistle going through TK's ears at the moment.
I've got headphones on. How can there be a whistle?
It's keeping it in. Arnell in again to Black. And that one stayed a little bit low.
Submarine ball.
Found a nice little spot in the deck. Black kept it out comfortably. As you can hear the wind blowing in the effects mic. And yeah, 8 for 128.
There's a big crowd here too.
Good crowd in. I haven't seen cars like this since September.
From a spectator's point of view, wouldn't you love to see Numurkah get 2 wickets here quickly and then be able to watch Numurkah go out there and just play their shots?
Yeah, I think that'd be fantastic.
A couple of hours.
Arnell in, bounces Black and gets underneath it comfortably.
There's good bounce. You bend your back. There's getting good bounce out there, which is great.
Would you like to be playing on a deck like this?
Yeah. It's it's pretty heartbreaking. You come tearing in and you let it go and it threatens a worm.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is good. You don't mind toiling in hard if you're going to get a little bit of reward out of the deck, and they're certainly getting that at the minute.
Yep, very much so. Arnell at the top of his mark. Could probably make a cup of tea by the time he comes in and bowls it now to Black, and he again on his hip, and he's tucked that nicely into the leg side, and should get back for a comfortable 2.
Yeah, it's a good pitch, Grant. Well done, Nathan Lau.
Yeah, he's tremendous. He knows a fair bit. He doesn't say much, but he knows a lot about preparing of wickets, and he invests a lot of time as one of the greatest pickups our club has got with the Lau family. Tremendous.
Yeah, you're driving around Shepparton on a weeknight, even early mornings, you always see him down here mowing it or rolling the pitch.
So the lead, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time is 14 runs. Arnell into Black again, and again another one that stays low, and he's got an edge through the vacant third slip region. They've got 2 going down to third man. They got 2. They're going to look for 3, but no, 2's where they settle.
It's that almost looked like a bottom edge. He sort of lined up to play a cut shot, and it wasn't a short ball.
Yeah.
You coach both these boys, Dylan Grandale and Tim Arnell, under 16s Northern Rivers, Grant?
Yeah, well, Tim Arnell turned up. I mentioned yesterday, Tim Arnell turned up. He was a wicket keeper, and he turned up to the Northern Rivers training, and we're running a bit short on bowls. And I said, have a bit of a bowl, mate. And he had a bowl, and I said, righto, you better get on eBay and sell those pads and gloves, because we're going to turn him in, work him into a bowler, and he's really, he's always had the ticker, he's always had the fitness, he's always had the tenacity. He's been a really good bowler over a long time, and he's still got a lot of life left in him for sure.
Yeah, that carnival, he took the most wickets.
He did.
And he started that season as a keeper.
He was, absolutely.
Jeez.
Exceptional coaching.
Didn't Mitchell Stark... well, there's that too. Didn't Mitchell Stark also start as a wicketkeeper?
He did. Yeah, he did.
Some good quality wicketkeepers that have turned into good quality quicks.
Absolutely.
Or is that putting too much praise on someone?
I don't know.
No? Okay. That's all right. Who knows, your wicketkeeper might turn out to be a real good...
Glenn Hart started off as a jockey.
As a new over from Matt Klein sees a dot ball there to Ray Island. And he's still going around too.
He is. We played him in B grade this year, and one of our young fellas got the wicket, and he wasn't overly excited about the wicket. I'm running reasonably excited, and I said, you don't realise who you just got out, champ. And, oh, hello. That was not out.
Oi. Pretty close.
Matt Klein didn't really want anything to do with it, to be perfectly honest. It was more coming from first slip and keeper.
Got to go up there, Matty.
Surely.
Straight away.
As Klein from the grandstand end comes in again, and really targeting the stumps at the moment of Ray Island.
Yeah, well, you plain and simple, you've just got to get wickets, and you've got to get them quick. Otherwise, it's it's over. We've sort of said it a few times already, but they need to get a couple of wickets really, really quick, and for not many runs.
8 for 132. Klein in and picked up beautifully there by Ray Island, and it's gone over long on for 4 runs.
Adam Cleary's moving quite well down there. He's pretty excited about proceedings. He was played there for a few years and captained, and he got up out of his seat like a spring chicken.
Yeah. What's he doing with himself these days? Is he playing footy or?
I wouldn't have thought.
No?
No, I think he's the principal out of Congupna Primary School.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next ball from Klein is a dot ball. There's actually a few of the old Katandra faithful down on the bench there.
Absolutely. Doc Whelan, he's very excited. He's down there, and it's really good to see. Like I said before, it's a whole community here.
That's it. As Klein in again and work to the onside. They thought about a single, but there was no run there. 4 off that over from Matt Klein. Takes his total to 18. And the score is 8 for 136 after 65.
Grumpy, back in the day, they had 3-day grand finals.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
4 days.
4 days.
It was over 2 weekends, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was just you had to get a win, didn't you?
Was it 2 innings?
Yeah.
2 innings. Or if there was a draw, it went to the top place side anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've only played in this format with we had a spare 3rd day if it was rain affected, and that was about it.
And now we've got a spare weekend.
Yeah.
Which thankfully we didn't have to use this year. Looks like Liam Gledhill taking up the bowling attack from the Nixon Street end. And first ball is a dot. Only bowled 4 overs yesterday.
Yeah, he's it's one of those games that I think didn't provide a great opportunity for him.
And again, and same again, dot ball to the offside.
I'd probably push mid-off back a fraction, just to you still want to entice him to hit over the top, but you want to catch it. So I just think mid-off's snuck in a little bit too close.
Bat pad, short cover, slip. The 3 catches around the bat. Bloke on a backward point. Gully line is Gledhill into black and left alone.
MBD, was it Pudge Nichols yesterday said that this kid here, Black, had 300 and something runs batting at number 4 in B grade?
Yep.
And now he's batting at number 10 here. Number 10.
No, number 9.
Number 9. Oh, he's no mug with the bat.
No, and he's enjoying the occasion. He tried to hit that one off his pads. He would have been a good one to get away because you've only got a short backward square leg on the 45. You only need to get a fraction on that, and it's 4 runs.
313 runs at 44.7 for the year, Black in B grade.
Good year.
And he's played the last 3 games in A grade.
It's a tough spot, TK, isn't it, with this one? With the, you need to take the wickets, and so you need to attack. And when you're attacking, there's a risk of going for runs, and you can't have them get too many runs. What do you do?
He's got to bowl him out. I think you keep the field up. Let's try and bowl him out. It's got a message from Cody Irvine. He's currently on a flight to Newcastle, listening and watching your commentary. G'day, Cody.
Yeah, cheerio to Cody.
Go Eagles, he said.
Cody, thanks very much for tuning in, mate. Matt Klein taking up the attack from the grandstand end. Full pitch delivery, just driven by Ray Island to mid-off.
Hope there's no turbulence.
Explain for it.
There might be.
Cody's great value. The Irvine family entrenched in the Katandra folklore. Best cricketer in that family was Hope. Comfortably. Sorry, Chad.
Klein in and pushed into the offside for no run.
Cody had they in the Geelong competition, they won the T20.
Yep.
Yeah, that was they missed out on the finals, but they won the 2020.
Playing down Geelong City.
Yeah.
With
Shane Hewitt, who was tuned in yesterday as well. Big Ox.
Yep. Went down there and had a bit of a training session with them midway through the season. Good,
you did?
Yeah. Good club down there.
Great club.
As Irvine, we're talking Irvine, Klein's next ball is defended into the offside again.
They got turf nets down there, Mick?
They did. I wasn't good enough to grace the turf nets though. So, Ox just said, here you go and train with the 3rds, 4ths and 5ths. I said, all right, not a problem. So, was grateful of Geelong City's hospitality.
Great place, Geelong.
As Klein in again to Ireland and leading with the pad at the moment and just getting the bat outside it. So
still beats me how Geelong can be counted as a country town in the VCFL interleague
I'm
competition.
not even getting started on that comment. I agree with you 100%. And
how can they be a countryside?
Geelong isn't country to me.
Hey, Grumpy, did you hear about this bullet train they might get to Shepparton?
Yeah, run me through that one.
As Klein comes into Ireland.
Shooting blanks.
No. Damien Drum on TV the other day said that they're trying to get a bullet train from Melbourne to Shepparton. It'll reduce the
40
time travel to Melbourne to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And instead it could increase the population of Shepparton to 400,000 people.
Absolutely. There's 2 key words there. Trying and could. So,
and what I was going to say, TK, what lifetime did he say that this was going to happen?
Is there an election approaching?
Yeah, he said that if they get re-elected, it'll happen.
Oh, that's close. No, not out. That kept low.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I think that's all we will be doing. Imagining it.
It's a bit like the train that goes from they've been talking about going from this city to Southern Cross.
Yeah. I think
that needs to happen first before the train to Melbourne.
Yeah, it's look, they're talking about the bullet train. It's let's get 2 services and then work on that.
Yeah. That don't actually
break down and
have to take buses. Yeah. New over coming up here. Yeah, let's get off politics, guys. As Gledhill coming into Black and just defended into the offside.
Got a message from Josh Lawrence.
G'day, Josh. Is he listening?
Yeah, played at Yarrawonga this year.
Yeah. They're playing finals, aren't they? No?
I'm not sure. I know he made a lot of runs, though.
As Gledhill's next ball is defended again by Black into the offside.
Good bloke, Josh. He very aggressive cricketer, aggressive batsman, good wicket keeper.
Yeah, competitor.
Yeah, true competitor. Played a fair bit of district cricket too.
Gledhill bowls to Black and it's defended to short leg.
One of those blokes you just don't know where to bowl to.
Yeah, he's a good driver. He's a good hooker and puller of the ball. He can cut.
You think he bowled a good ball and he just goes.
Glad Hill now with the bat pad on the offside as well.
These bats are doing exactly what they need to.
Just trying to defend it out.
Yep.
You reckon that was what the talk was at drinks for Katandra?
Yeah, I think it would have been just, bat for time. If a ball's in your area, go hard. But, bat for time. Play straight. Well, they don't have to do anything. It's not as if they need any more runs. They're already in front.
Yeah, it's got to be done in the next 15 minutes.
They lead by 20 here, Katandra. 8 for 136. Glad Hill with a swirling wind around. Bowls to Black and it's defended into the onside. Completes a maiden over.
Come on, Numurkah. We want to see Jalen Lau tee off later.
Oh, wouldn't that be good to watch him get going?
Would be good.
Score update from Numurkah. Karamon was 8 for 137. Sibley just been stumped for 47.
So how many in front are they?
I'll have to figure that. I'll have to work that one out. I'll send a message back to my source over there.
Your source?
Tomato?
Dad jokes.
Dad jokes, yeah.
leave that to me.
Clyde now from the grandstand end. Tight leave there from Ireland. No run.
Last 3 overs, boys, have been all maidens.
Yep. And you know what? Who cares? Because they've got to attack. The Numurkah's got to attack. And
exactly.
Young Klein bowled that in a perfect area. It's just outside off stump, but it's you're allowing the batsman to not get engaged.
Klein, grandstand end bowls now. Another leave.
Another beautiful ball, but another leave. He's bowling in an area that Gladhill would definitely want him to be bowling in normally, but he needs to be forcing a shot.
So what do you have to do, Crumpy, at this point in time? Like, you just got to attack the stumps, or is it drop a ball short and wide and see if they go after it?
I think we're just after. Oh, hello.
Hey.
He'll get weeks for that.
He's put a shepherd on there.
That's a coat hanger.
Yep. Is that Dave?
Yep.
Dirty Dave.
Moppy Klein's come up with his notebook and tried to write it in the book. Come on, Moppy.
The bails have come off at the striker's end. That's why Dave D'Elia's tried to stop the game.
He's done it.
It's been midway. It was midway through.
Yeah, you'd get 4 weeks.
Yeah, at least.
What do you think of Rabati getting rubbed out, Grump?
I don't know.
He hasn't been rubbed out officially yet, has he? They're still challenging.
It's just, it's been
still sitting there, going to the High Court.
There's a fair bit of aggression there, but that's what it should be about. But I think, I don't know. As soon as things get, well, at least his aggression was directed towards the game. The things that I don't like is when you start bringing secondary things into it, like families and things like that. There's just no place for that. But if it's a bit of aggression on the ground, that's fine. He's probably gone over the top.
Oh, shot!
It is out of the slot, straight drive, nearly took Kleiny's head off. Straight down in between the bowler and mid-off for 4 runs. Beautiful shot. He just probably over-pitched at that fraction.
I think he was stiff to be rubbed out, Grump.
I agree.
Would love to see him in this next test match. 1-all. It'd be great to watch. When does it start?
I don't know.
Thursday, I think, doesn't it?
Thursday.
Klein now. Hits the crease, bowls. Full ball. Ireland defends.
If you're attacking the stumps, I'd probably ditch square leg and put him, on the 45, because when you're attacking the stumps, there's that risk of getting the bat down to fine leg. So you need to cover that partially, and you need to attack the stumps.
Thursday, the next test starts in Cape Town.
Klein now, bowls. Shorter length, Ireland cuts. Lau comes around. 1 run goes to the score. 141. That moves to Ireland 9, Black 7.
Do we give Timmy Arnell one more crack?
He has to.
Clean it up.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, his figures were pretty tight.
Yeah, he looked dangerous.
Yep.
Matty Klein's done his job. He's got 2 wickets. Bring Timmy back on.
Bravon's warming up.
Or is that just trying to stay warm because it's cold out there? with the wind.
It's not that cold.
How was your year, Grumpy?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It's only in March, so things are going all right at the minute, TK.
In cricket terms, you didn't play?
No. Good to see you keep an interest in me, Tim.
Good Hill, Bowles.
Yeah, I played half a game, and that was enough. I pulled up. Yeah.
Just focused on riding, that's all.
Yes.
Riding and drinking coffee. As Gledhill tosses one up outside the off stump.
That actually turned a little bit.
Sorry, I thought you played more than half a game. I thought you played a few more games.
No.
You were meant to play an A-grade game, weren't you?
I was. I had a nasty cold, but sort of came on reasonably quickly on a Friday evening. I had to pull out of that one, and it was an opportunity for one of the. Well, he thinks he's a legend of the club to get a game in A grade.
Which one was that?
Sam Armett was picked as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Yeah, he'd need to train, Sam. Can't just walk into A grade like that.
2 runs there to Ray Island. Off that off.
No bait taking there, it's good. Big cheerio to Sam. He'd be sharpening his crayons at the moment.
Just got a message from Sam. He wants us to talk about when he made that double 100 against Katandra.
Well, that's just short. That actually, through the air, he threw that up, and that actually came in.
Yeah, well, the wind's going that way.
You know about wind, TK.
Next ball from Gledhill, in and push to backward point for no run.
And it's that double ton, that was against Numurkah.
No, Katandra.
I was at Katandra.
He didn't really send the message, but I was just thinking about it. So that was Katandra's first year in A grade. He made 239.
They're probably sitting there going, why have we come up into A grade?
Yeah, and they've just stuck it out, and they've continually just got better and better. And now look at them.
Yeah. Just, back-to-back grand finals.
Yep.
There is a change of bowling at the grandstand end.
Timmy Braybon.
Well done, Woodsy.
Should have skipped me junior side.
Yes, that was well spotted for sure.
Wasn't obvious at all. He's just running up and down the ground, throwing his arms everywhere.
Isn't that what people do anyway, trying to get a ball?
Speaking from experience, Michael.
Not a chance. Am I going to get a ball? Although I did take a B grade wicket this year.
Here we go, plug central. Braybon in for his first ball.
Do we need a short cover in TK?
Yeah. I don't think he's going to... He hasn't hit one ball over the top at the moment. One might sort of kick up at him. Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
What, you're not?
No, I was just, generally that position would be reserved for, when if the ball's just propping a little bit.
He's just fielded the ball there.
Absolutely.
Keepers up to the stumps.
Braybon, a difficult guy to face, TK.
Yeah, I've always sort of...
Pretty slidey, is that a word?
Oh, it's just that...
Sliddy's definitely not.
Sliddy.
Skidder?
He's that...
Skidder, yeah, that's probably a better word.
He's that in-between pace.
Braybon, again.
He's
front foot defence, no run.
Yeah, I've sort of struggled against him because he gets a little bit of late swing as well, generally away.
We'll be getting away swing today for sure.
Yeah.
It'll suit him perfectly to the right-hander with the wind moving pretty quickly to the left-hand side, coming from the west into the Shep United end.
Braybon, bowls.
Well played.
Defensive shot from Black.
These batsmen are batting perfectly.
Yeah.
17 runs they put on.
Yeah, but
for the 9th wicket.
How many overs have they been out there for, though?
They've been out there for a while.
Batting perfectly.
How's that fat lady going, Grump?
Yeah, still the mouthwash. You've gone to a second bottle, I think.
So you reckon if they're not all out by lunch, you reckon Liam will pull it?
Yep. That's my feeling, yeah.
Yep.
So you're trying to rotate the bowlers through as quick as possible?
Yeah.
Yep. Arnell needs to bowl at the other end.
Braybon to close out this over. No. Spoke too soon. Front foot, no ball.
You're talking about Dave before, Dave D'Elia. You know, he's been a stalwart for the association as the leader of the league, and he's umpiring. I've had him umpire quite a few of my games now. He's a great umpire that's stepped up in the last 3 years. TK.
Yeah, he is a great umpire. He just with his LBWs, like it's got to be definitely out for Dave to give it.
Yeah.
Like he's very consistent.
And he's a good communicator with the players as well. He knows that, you know, the players are, you know, they wear their heart on their sleeves and they're pushing in pretty hard. So he tempers that, and he also allows a little bit of leniency for the players to have a little bit of banter, which is brilliant. Like he's got a good relationship with the players. So
level-headed.
He's played. Well, he's not that recently out of the game either. I suppose you would say too.
Played D grade at Marupna.
Played D grade at Marupna a few years back.
Something you would ever do, Grumps? Take up umpiring?
Probably not. Probably not. No, and look, the umpires do a tremendous job, but you know, and the game doesn't go ahead without umpires, and it's a tough job. But yeah, it's probably something if I was going to stand out in the sun for 6 hours, I'd probably play. The umpires have done a really good job in this grand final. Do you know who the other umpire is, Woodsy?
Yes. Are you being serious or?
No.
It's just some young fella. Getting on in age, old Woodsy.
How old's Dad?
Oh, 63, I think, this year.
You think?
I'm struggling to think how old I am, MVD.
Didn't you get an invite to your birthday party this year?
Yeah. Small night.
Small night. Doubt that. TK, you'll be there, won't you?
Yeah.
Bells on.
Glad he'll just racing through this over.
Yours is in the mail, Grumps.
Thanks, mate. It's looking forward to that one. TK can be the designated driver.
Glad he'll in again. It's a black.
Bold.
Past the outside edge. And it's another maiden. 72 overs gone, 144 for 8 is the score. As Braybon hands his cap to umpire D'Elia and will resume his bowling from the grandstand end.
Just a little bit of a shout out, young Max Thomas, so Clint Thomas, they're in the car listening in. So to young Maxie, g'day mate, I hope you're enjoying the day with Dad. Don't listen to too much if he's talking about his career. But, yeah, big shout-out to young Maxie.
They're probably on their way to Vibert Reserve, I would dare say, Grump.
Could well be.
For the game between Marupna and Toolamba.
Braybon starting his second over now. Full ball, black drives, no run.
Those games, C and D grade, are due to start in the next 2 minutes. So... second day's play on both of those games.
See, Tomo, you know, he's been a stalwart at Marupna for many years and taken over the presidency. He's done a great job.
Braybon, defence, no run.
Just the sting's gone out of the Numurkah, TK.
Yeah, it's pretty flat.
And that's what the batsman's job was, wasn't it? Just to take the sting out of the game.
And you can tell around the ground even right now, it's just a little bit flat.
Braybon again. Into the leg side. No run.
Doesn't look like getting out Brady Black at all.
Not at all.
So that Mitch's brother?
Yeah, Mitch's older brother.
Yeah.
Mitchell.
They've both been playing a bit of B grade this year, I believe.
Yeah. Mitchell, yeah, he's very similar batsman to Brady. Nice little complex technique. Compact.
Now, Karamomis is all out at Numurkah. All out for 138. I believe they need something in the vicinity of 50 runs, Euroa, to get an outright victory there. So that one will probably be not far away from starting their second innings, as the next ball from Braybon goes down the leg side, and it's a chase, I'd say, for Liam Gledhill. And I reckon these are going to be buys, 3 of them. Yep, 3 buys. Score moves along to 8 for 147. Brings Ray Island on strike again.
Another bail off at the non-striker's end.
Had a feeling it was going to be a bit like this all day today.
Bit of chewing gum on the stumps.
No, the zing bales, there's what you need. They're a little bit heavier than everything else, aren't they? Those zing bales?
You should know. You got a pair of them. A set of them.
No, I don't.
2020 grand final.
The cricket Sheppartons. As Braybon into Ireland and defended into the offside.
So in other words, they're Michael Van Dorses.
No, they're not. They're cricket Sheppartons.
Got to bring the pace back on TK and go hard for 3 overs and just try and get those the last couple of wickets quickly.
Bring on Timmy.
Timmy, I'd have a bloke in bat and pad, and I'd, Timmy's getting good pace and bounce, so I'd be going pretty hard at Blackie. Even come around the wicket for a couple, just at the body. You've just got to try something. It's fortune favours the brave, so you need to try something, because at the moment, Braybon's easy for them to just sit there and watch the ball onto the bat and play defensive cricket. Numurkah really need to force something here. So you got the 2 close infielders in front of the batsman. Well bowled there. Just another leave though.
Does sort of need another spark in this game.
Oh, that's well bowled.
And the bails did come off, but they were actually just from the wind.
Good help. Bowls now. Moppy Klein fields it short leg. No run.
Started the day 3 for 86. Katandra went along nicely until Scott Richardson went out.
Is Richardson coming back next year? Do we know?
I haven't heard
from the
talking with Andrew Nichols yesterday. They're in discussions with with them. Both Elliot and Scott. And they're going to see what they can come up with, I believe.
What about Michael Eckhard from Numurkah?
Yep, I was a little birdie told me last night that he is leaving, I think, 2 weeks' time from Numurkah. He's just organising his visa for to head to the UK. He's going to, instead of going back to South Africa, he's going to, as Black steps inside that one and pulls to the fine leg boundary for 4 runs.
That's a nice shot.
Score moves to 151. End of another over. But he's organising his visa to head to the UK. He's going to spend a summer in the UK instead of going back to South Africa, with all intentions on returning to Numurkah for a full season next year.
So how many imports have they got, Numurkah?
Just the one.
Just the one, and Katandra?
Just one.
Just the one?
Yep. It's a good injection into the competition when you have a couple of imports in. It sort of...
Kai's got 2.
Yeah, everyone sort of gets a spring in their step to see what they're like.
2, Tat's got
1.
You saw the Country Week side earlier. A lot of the top performers.
Students
Will
had
Hale,
2.
Eckhard, Tom Dennis, imports.
Braybon in again from the grandstand end. And left alone there by Ray Island.
Great leave, Ray.
Is there room for it? Obviously, is there room for more imports, or do you reckon that what's going at the moment is enough.
Do you cap it at 2?
We haven't got a cap on it at the moment in Cricket Shepparton. I know Golden Murray Cricket have got a cap on theirs, which I think is 2.
Yeah, well, if it's strength, well bowled. That was a little bit looser from Ray. There was a bit of a gap between bat and pad, but defended it easily enough. I don't know. Well, you've got to pay them. Like, they're not coming out here for nothing. So, whether if a club's able to get a player and give them a job, well, so be it. I don't have any issue with imports.
Braybon in again to Ireland. Again, just that stump-to-stump line defended.
Plenty of players from Shep have gone over to England and played as imports and had a great time. So
I reckon it's great for the competition, personally. Yeah. And if it makes it a stronger competition all round, well, so be it. I think it's good because the numbers in cricket are dropping off.
Braybon bowls now. Left alone.
Bring on Timmy.
Yeah, I think Tim should have been, it's easy for us to be sitting here doing it, but, and that's no disrespect to Liam with his captaincy at all, but, yeah, they just need to throw caution to the wind.
Braybon in again. Passed umpire Dallaire and swung high into the air. Into that gale. It was into that gale forced wind. And they've got 2, and it's probably just gone outside the 30-yard circle.
Comfortable too, and it was a good arm in there with the breeze.
Takes Ray Island up to 13.
How good's this, Grumpy? All the young kids with Katandra shirts on over there playing cricket.
Yep.
On the sidelines.
Yeah, that's tremendous. It's it's great for the community.
Braybon in again to Ireland and just defends into the offside.
They both look very comfortable now, Mick.
I reckon you guys are spot on. The cap's been handed to Woodsy at the Nixon Street end.
Woodsy having a bowl.
Timmy Arnell, he's back.
Come on, Timmy, light it up.
He put a backward square leg in, TK, and chuck a couple of bounces in.
Yeah, he put the man out, I reckon. Leg gully.
What do we got? 23 minutes before lunch. before we take lunch, and then it'll be a very interesting discussion point, I dare say.
Now he's in now. Black's forward.
I'd like to see that mid-wicket come right in close and just pepper him for a couple. Or bring him in really close, push your fine leg around squarer and throw a couple of Yorkers at him.
Yeah, short or full.
You can't really be in the in-between stage at the moment, can you?
No.
Now Nixon straight end approaches now. Black's waiting.
Oh, kept low, TK.
Yeah.
And batsman caught on the crease.
I'll get the single there. His fine leg comes up to field that. Score moves to 150. Is that ticked over?
154.
154, yep.
Looks a good player, Brady Black.
He does.
Do we know how old he is?
18.
Is he?
Yes, yeah.
Yep.
Something along those lines.
For the Numurkah side, Josh Smith, keeper, 18. Dylan Grandal, he'd be early 20s. Tim Arnell, early 20s. Matt Klein, be 20. There's still got a lot of young players out there.
There are.
Arnell, bowls.
They'd really benefit from playing in a grand final like this, moving forward.
He's pushing in hard, Arnell. Just a quick one. The president of Katandra,
Andrew Nichols.
Andrew Nichols, started his career at Numurkah as an opening batsman, now president of the opposition.
Well, there's an interesting one. I was not aware of that.
He's and he's done a great job. He's a good operator.
Arnell hits the crease now.
Oh, playing a miss. They're just getting caught on the crease. And, you know, he's bowled, what, 2 balls? We've had, you know, there's something happening at the moment.
Had a play and a miss, ball stay low.
Yep.
Looks a bit like Merv Hughes running in, doesn't he? Come on. With the arm movement.
Yeah,
angled
he's
run up.
a little bit robotic, TK.
Yeah.
Not so much with the physique, but or the moustache.
Dan Worrell?
Yeah, or Tim Kay is. You're a little bit robotic in your approach, TK, and pretty similar. Your run-up, you'd have to open up the fence. You'd be kicking in off Nixon Street.
Arnell hits the crease now.
Catch! That's out!
That's out.
Hey!
Yep, it's a deflection off the bowler's hand.
And that's 5 wickets for Tim Arnell.
A deflection off the bowler's hand and caught at mid-off. Beautiful reflex catch. And Tim, they're hard to get, those ones, just to get your hand up and defend yourself, and it's deflected off his hand, hit with 4s and caught at mid-off.
Otherwise, that was 4. So got 1 more wicket. Hickford, will we see Numurkah batting before lunch?
So really, if a wicket was to fall, they'd only have less than 10 minutes to face before lunch. And then do you bat for the whole middle session, 2 hours, and then allow yourself 2 hours to bowl them out?
Open up Dale and Lau.
Yep.
Liam Gledhill maybe. Open with those 2 and just open the shoulders up.
Let's go.
Just got a message from my wife. I've got to go to the supermarket on the way home, TK. There's a pretty extensive shopping list there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got to take off too, boys, at lunch.
Yeah, righto. Yep, fair enough. We're just going to smoke bomb it and leave us to do it ourselves. Good job.
Yeah, I got me sister babysitting me little fella.
And you got to go home and mow the lawns.
Yeah.
So
I need lawns.
Nah, that's all right, gents. Thank you very much for joining our coverage. Thanks for coming up again.
It was a pleasure. It's been good fun.
Righto.
Straight up, Yorker.
Here we go.
Corey Hickford. 9 for 154, Katandra.
Yorker, TK.
Yeah.
Arnell into Hickford, and it was close to a Yorker. Probably full.
Good over.
So, TK, I don't know what I was trying to say there. I was going to say Tim Arnell.
Yeah.
But Tim Arnell taking 5 wickets. He's up to 5 for 59, ladies and gentlemen, off 20 overs.
And a quick message to Lucy Scott. That is a ton, Lucy.
5 for?
Yep. We've had many a discussion over this. Lucy used to throw her texters at me.
Fair enough.
That's right. A wicket's 20 runs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always thought it was something similar.
What does Lucy think?
Not until Breno started bowling. Definitely not. But now that Breno's a bowler, I think Lucy's... I've swung Lucy around, I think.
Braybon continuing from the grandstand end and defended by Black.
Another good year for Breno.
Yeah.
A lot of wickets.
Absolutely.
She is 2 boxes over, just so you're aware.
I was looking, but she's not. She's concentrating.
Jeez. Chris Crouch opening the bowling for Karamomis.
Yes.
1 for 8, Euroa.
Mad.
Chasing 46.
They played Tat B grade last week, and they said Crouchy was nipping them around everywhere. Off the seam.
3 runs there to Brady Black as that goes to the onside down to fine leg.
Good little stance here from Blackie. Up to 15 off how many?
42, is that?
Yeah.
43.
Great batting.
Brave on to bowl to Hickford now. Hits the crease. Hickford forward. Bit of bat on that to slip, but bounce to him. Got to thank our sponsors for making this happen. Gagliardi Scott Real Estate, Butter Factory, Focus Cards and Gifts, and Byers Electrical and Sherborne Terrace for making this happen. We appreciate their support over the last 2 days.
And Rocky was daughter had the Deb recently. Saw that on Facebook. Great night, Rocky, by all accounts. Oh, that's out. That's a great catch there from Liam with the left hand.
Wowee.
Here we go.
We'll have a bat, thanks. Who are they going to open up with? So they're 40 behind?
Yep. They need about 80.
Ahead?
Yep. Yeah, no, 120.
Yeah. Will the pitch deteriorate at all?
It didn't look like it earlier. It didn't look like it this morning.
Mixed emotions here. Like at Katandra, they're in front, and now they've got to go in and put their whites on. It's just a hollow feeling.
Yeah, but you'd rather be feeling what Katandra are than what Numurkah are.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
They'd be feeling pretty comfortable.
So all out 157. Katandra chasing 116, so that's 51 in front.
Are they going to take lunch now, or?
No, I think they'll.
I reckon they'll have 10-minute changeover. 10-minute changeover, 5 minutes at them.
6 minutes.
Woodsy's calculating that right now.
See how we go. Oh, we might take this opportunity to take a quick sponsors break. Thank you very much, Adam Watkins, if you are there. Ladies and gentlemen, Katandra all out for 157 in 76.4 deliveries.
Overs.
76.4 overs. Thank you. Thanks, Grump. And they lead by 51 runs. The chase will be on in the not too long.
For caravan service only, two names come to mind, Noel Katandra and GV Caravan Services. For 30 years, Noel has been building his reputation for outstanding service and quality workmanship. See Noel today for repairs and maintenance and spare parts for all makes and models at our sponsor, GV Caravan Services in Drummond Road, Shepparton, specialising in all insurance work and their Jayco warranty agents. Put your family safety first. See the caravan man today, Noel Katandra at GV Caravan Services, Drummond Road, Shepparton.
March is when we will help you style for the season. Let Harvey Norman introduce new styles to add fresh new looks for your home. If you're looking for contemporary lounges or dining, home theatre ideas, or just a comfy recliner suite so you can put your weary feet up at the end of a long day, then Harvey Norman Furniture can help you style for the season. Catalogue out now with fresh ideas for you.
Go, Harvey, go! Station sponsor.
You're not born into this world as a number, so why do most financial institutions see you as one? Is it because they're motivated by profit? At Goulburn Murray Credit Union, we're not for profit, so we see you as a person and give you products and services in your best interest. That's the value of GMCU. Want a mortgage you can live with? Our home loan packages make your loan even more livable. Apply today at your local branch. The GMCU. Customer-owned banking.
Conditions, fees and eligibility criteria may apply.
1FM sponsor.
Live and local, 1FM 98.5.
Thanks very much to Tim Kelly and Brendan Kenneth for joining us in that little session prior to, well, for that pretty much that whole session. Thank you very much, gentlemen. As ladies and gentlemen, news from Deakin Reserve here is that we're taking lunch at this point in time. So 12:47 is the time now on the scoreboard. We will be taking a lunch break at this point in time. What we might do is we might get some music being played as Numurkah need 41 runs to make Katandra bat again. 41 runs. And just a quick score update from the Murray Valley Cricket Association. Baruga 1 for 106, chasing Deniliquin's 173. Riley Gow is 68 not out at this point in time. So it's going to be interesting as we come back. We're going to play a little bit of music, and then on the other side of that we'll have the Numurkah second innings before see what they can do to try and get a reverse outright win here against Katandra. So we'll take a quick break again, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll get some music played and we'll bring it back.
Broadcasting from the top of Mount Major on 98.5 megahertz. Oh,
Welcome back to Deakin Reserve, ladies and gentlemen, where we have an absolute ripper game of cricket unfolding before our eyes at this point in time. It is Numurkah about to start their second innings, with Corey Hickford about to take the new ball for the Katandra Eagles, as I'm trying to just have a look and see who is actually batting, who are the incoming batsmen. But looking forward to an absolute ripper second session of play. The gut feel is that Numurkah are going to bat for the second session, try and post a total for Katandra to chase. They lead by 41, Katandra, on the first innings. As we're getting just about set, Michael Eckhard and Jalen Lau are the two batsmen that are going to be opening the batting for Numurkah. And it's going to be Eckhard facing first ball from Corey Hickford. So no real surprises in this regard. They're going to come out swinging, as they generally will try and get as many runs as they possibly can get over the top of the Katandra side. So it's their second innings. We're about to get underway from the commentary box end. Corey Hickford bowling first ball to Michael Eckhard, and left alone by Eckhard, the South African, as the wind doesn't change. Still a bit blowy in that regard. Okay. As bail comes off, and apologies, not Michael Eckhard, it's actually Sean Downey that's opening the batting. And as the scoreboard's just trying to work itself out, we're going to get the right combination up in a moment, as the next ball from Hickford is driven and there's no run through the covers. I think we're right now. I think it was Eckhard and Lau. Scoreboard's completely up to date now. And Corey Hickford is definitely the bowler from the commentary box end, as we welcome our next guest to the commentary box. Sam Wood's just out trying to find some lunch at the moment, and he'll be back in not too distant future, as Hickford in, and Eckhard sliced this one over the top of point, running away towards the boundary. There's a third man there that will pick the ball up now and throw it back into this stiff breeze, and it makes it back. They get cross for two. Eckhard off the mark with that shot. And we welcome our next guest, Tyler Marr, Shep News journalist. How are you?
All right, MVD, yourself. It looks like it's been a good day so far this morning, and we could have a game of cricket on our hands by the looks of the swinging of Eckhard so far.
Well, that's exactly right. See where they go with Hickford in and driven comfortably to cover point there. Eckhard just no run. So, yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be a really good game of cricket.
It's really all they can do. They've just got to try and pile on as many runs as they can in as quick a time as possible, because as you saw, it took them 70-odd overs to bowl Katandra out the first time, and they won't be putting any... throwing their wickets away at all in the second innings.
Not at all, as the next one's driven to mid-off and they sneak through for a single, as Corey Hickford bowling pretty good line and length to start this second innings with the new ball.
Do you like this decision to bring out Eckhard and Lau rather than the usual Grandel and Josh Smith?
Yeah, I reckon they're going to have to go. They're going to have to go for it. I mean, they're probably going to bat for this first session or this second session and go from there. As Lau's first ball's pushed into backward point and they sneak through for a single. It is none for four after the first over.
They've really almost got to try and play a 20-20 here and
that's
pile on 120, 140. Yeah. And if they can do that, it'll give them. If they can get a three-figure lead with a session to play, it'll at least make it interesting.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. So he's hoping we're in for a good game of cricket, good second innings of cricket. I reckon that's Hadley Serrett that's going to open up the bowling from the Nixon Street end.
Looks like that breeze is swinging around a little. Those trees aren't leaning as far left as they were before. Could be actually as they just turn back left. So it is definitely swirling around.
That's probably the best way of looking at it. And those goalposts seem to be moving quite steadily as well. So.
Yeah, so Surratt could be moving it both ways here.
As he starts his first run in, and Jalen Lau swings down the line and, well, thankfully for Numurkah, swings inside the line there.
Won't be many blocks in the next 20 overs.
I wouldn't have thought so at this point. Looks as though it's almost game over at Numurkah. Curra led by 46 on the second innings. Euroa 5 for 42. Chasing that as Surratt in again. And Lau's just gone bang. And I'll tell you what, those cars better watch out if he gets a hold of a couple of them. I reckon that's 4 runs, 1 bounce 4 into the boundary. And Lau is starting to show what he can do.
That's a very nice sound off the bat there, and he's just really swinging through the line. And I mean, if he gets going here, he could put on 50 odd in quick time.
Exactly. And the way the wind's blowing, you just need to put it up in the air. You got long on that's 3/4 of the way to the boundary and cow corner. So Surratt in again, and this time it's on the offside, and he's cut that beautifully through the offside, and they're going to get 2. And with the throwing with the wind on that side of the Harold side of the ground, Harold Street side of the ground, they're only going to get the 2 there. So Lau moves across. Moves up to 7 from 4 balls faced. Eckhard 3 off 5. Jalen Lau's decided to get rid of the cap. There's another bail has fallen off at the batsman's end.
You're quite right there with what you were saying. You just got to put it up in the air. You've got Buckley's hopes of catching a high ball out here, I think, with this wind.
If you take a catch, I'll tell you what, it'd be a really good catch. As Surratt in again and left alone. As that one is able to be passed through to Luke Nolan. Been asked how many overs are left in the day. Not 100% sure. I'll have to find that out next.
Well, they started on...
Just on time, is it? Just being told that it's just on time. So we can go till 5:30, no matter how it goes. So that is helpful. As Surratt in again and then cut. Well fielded there at cover. Trying to pick up who that is, but to no avail at this point in time. But yeah, well fielded there. As they bring up fine leg to strengthen this offside field. Changes galore here by Jed Wright. Fine legs come up and gone into gully. They've now got forward point, backward point, and a shortish sort of cover. Mid-off, square leg, deep mid-wicket, cow corner.
As the bails come off again.
As the bails come off again. Might have to go with something where we don't have bails. See that a couple of times.
Get the heavy ones out there.
That's it. And mid-on, mid-on 3/4 to the boundary. You're kind of thinking he needs to either be on it or up at normal mid-on. As Surratt in again, and Lau chases that one, but it goes through to the keeper, Nolan. And to complete the over, none for 10.
Yeah, having those mid-off and mid-on 3/4 is a bit each way, I think. Obviously, if they get onto it, it's going to go over them. But like with this wind, it's going to sit up, so that they might have a chance if it doesn't exactly reach them to dive forward and take a screamer.
That's it. As this wind circles around nicely, please, ladies and gentlemen, make sure if you are out and about that you are taking care out on the roads. As Corey Hickford has ball in hand from the grandstand end. And that's left alone, well, played at and missed by Eckhard. Just withdrew it. Drew the ball withdrew the bat away from the ball.
Yeah, good ball there from Hickford. It sort of that back of a length, and I don't know whether it nipped away a little bit, but yeah, Eckhart didn't want any of it.
Hickford in again and throws the bat at this one. It goes through the vacant second slip region, and a big chase there at third man. They've crossed for two and well fielded down there on the third man boundary as well. That's all they get.
Very smart field position to have a third man in this situation. There'll be a lot of thick edges and balls through that region, so you'll definitely save a few boundaries with that man down there.
He's a bit square. You've got slip, gully, and then third man probably on about as a fine gully sort of line as Hickford in again, and Eckhart walks across his stumps to try and get that, but then decides to leave it alone. Point, two covers, a mid-off, mid-on, and a square, backward square leg.
Yeah, only two men on the leg side here, so he's definitely going to try and stay outside that off stump.
And it's going to take a gutsy sort of move to try and walk across your stumps and try and flick it into the leg side with the wind the way it is at the moment, as Eckhart now plays that to mid-off and runs through to complete a single. None for 13. With thanks to the Butter Factory Cafe. And yeah, make sure you let us know if you're tuned in on the live stream. Hope you're enjoying it. Thanks very much to Reece Wardle for the great job that you're doing. As the field spreads a little bit more for Jalen Lau. Long on in place. And driven straight back down the ground by Lau. And he's fielded by that long on fieldsman for a single. And B grade is all over. Euroa win that by 5 wickets over Karamomis. So congratulations to Euroa. They're the B grade champions for season 2017-2018. Can officially say that that one's all over because that's how gone the 2 innings distance.
And a reversal of the qualifying final result, I think there. The Bloods got them in the first week of finals, but good from Euroa to come back and win the granny.
Yeah. Would have been some nervous times there as Hickford into Eckhart, and he just throws the bat at that one and goes to mid-off. There's no run there. And that is the end of that over. That's another 4 off that one for Hickford. He's gone for 8. Score is done for 14 after 3.
Eckhart's really trying to use his feet so far, dancing down the pitch. Looks like he's losing his shape a little bit though. He hasn't really got onto one yet. Lau's more just staying stable in his crease and trying to really just stand and deliver there. And he's probably had a little bit more success so far.
Are we looking at possibly going just keeping the pace on the ball? Do you reckon if they put the spinners on, it might go the distance a bit more?
Yeah, I think if these long, I suppose, leg side boundaries either side, you can really. There's a lot of gaps out there. You can put as many fielders as you want out there. They'll still probably find a few gaps. So I think try and keep the pace up as Surrett comes in again.
And
that one's up in the air.
Lau's thrown the bat at that one. It's gone down towards what would be a third man. They've completed 2 Hickford runs from gully and gets it back in. 2 runs.
Yeah, I think you probably got a bit more, I suppose, control of where the batsmen are going to hit it with pace. Yeah, they'll definitely stick with them for a number of overs. So
the field again, ladies and gentlemen, as it changes once more. You've got the single slip in Jed Wright. Corey Hickford's now down to the third man. Backward point, sweeper. You'd probably call that a sweeper out at the deep cover sort of boundary.
Yeah, you would, I think.
As Surrett in to Lau, and he pushes that into the offside. Plenty of gaps, picks up an easy single in the cover region there. He moves up to 11.
That sweeper's coming in now to Eckhart. He's come into a more genuine cover. I suppose you've got a bit of an extra cover there and a mid-off, as well as a deep mid-on and really man out on cow corner there as well, and a genuine square leg.
Well, long on's now coming in after doing that round the ground sort of.
Carver's coming in as well. Yep, they're definitely ringing the changes a bit here.
I liked having long on out there because if you go straight, the wind's going to probably carry the ball that way as Surrett in again, and Eckhart just says, yep, I'll let that one pass through to Nolan.
That's a good ball there, just cramped him up right there near his chest, and not a lot Eckhart could do with that. It was on him too quick to pull.
So, Sam Wood, welcome back.
Yeah, sorry guys, just thinking of my stomach first.
No, that's all right. I did it to you yesterday, don't worry. Each getting their own back. So, Surrett in again to Eckhart. And Eckhart lofts this one nicely in the air. This is going out towards deep mid-wicket. There's a chance for a catch, and he's dropped it, which, as we said, would have been an absolute ripper catch.
Yeah, that was
down
very
deep
tough
mid-wicket. Didn't look comfortable at any stage whatsoever. He was always on the move.
Had to move 30 metres there just to get to that.
Yeah, and it's 2 runs to Eckhart. Moves the score along to none for 19 after 3.4. Surrett in again, and Eckhart plays this to mid-off with soft hands and gets through comfortably.
Didn't make it look comfortable. He's ended up nearly at long on.
Yeah, trying to avoid the umpire, I reckon, in that way.
Trying not to cop a clothesline like Matty Klein did earlier today.
Surrett into Lau. He's taking guard outside leg stump. And he pushes that nicely down to third man, where they get a comfortable single. None for 21 after 4.
Yeah, they're doing it quite easily here in Numurkah, but it's probably not a good sign for them because they've still got to take 10 Katandra wickets to have any chance of an outright victory here. So they'll definitely want to keep this pace up. Obviously, they're going just a tick over 5 and over at the moment, but if they definitely lift it a bit more, they'll want as many overs as possible at the Eagles.
Well, that's exactly right. So they're none. Technically, they're none for minus 20.
And with, I suppose, looking ahead a bit, they'll use Arnell quite regularly, but they'll also probably swing through Downey, Gledhill and Eckhart a bit. So they'll get through a lot of overs when they bowl, but they'll definitely want the maximum possible.
Hickford stands at the top of his mark at the grandstand end, just waiting for Jed Wright to organise the field. Scott Richardson just not paying attention. Not quite as good as the Pakistan Super League, where he's just trying to figure out where to field. Fielding it long on now for Jalen Lout, who just puts it outside off stump and left alone. Far too wide to be doing anything with that.
Yeah, they've got the sweeper out there again on the offside. Third man as well, and obviously a long on down here with Scotty Richardson. Everyone else is sort of in a ring sort of position. Only one slip in.
Lau getting ready to face Hickford as Hickford comes in, and Lau's just gone crash bang wallop, and that's gone one bounce into the fence for 4. That was a good shot through the covers.
Yeah, he definitely just swung through the line there and connected quite well. I'm not sure those cover fieldsmen would have even seen that before it went past them. It went pretty quick.
I was just looking at the boundary and I saw it go bouncing into the boundary.
The thing is, no matter what total Numurkah set here, it's just the Katandra batsmen need to take a leaf out of what Black and
Ireland
did, as we see a flick off the pad, and Lau will come back for 2. They just drop the hands. Defended. That you just got to see it out. They don't need to worry about. They could be none for nothing after 2 hours. Like that. That's all they have to do.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the pitch is doing a little bit, but it's not really spitting demons at any of the batsmen. So the bowlers are going to have to work very hard to get wickets.
Hickford bowls now. Lau throws the bat at that, but doesn't get anywhere near it.
Rehearses the shot he should have played. Step towards it and try and hit it.
He was right on that wide line there, but it's probably not too bad from Hickford there. Just make Lau make the running, I suppose. Don't give him anything in the slot.
Well, that's it. It's a one-day game now in a two-day sort of format. You don't have wides for leg side or wides for too far outside wide. And Lau's edge that next one from Hickford and caught by Nolan. Pretty comfortable catch as the first wicket falls at 27. Lau goes and pretty regulation catch in the end. Dylan Grandel coming out to bat.
Yep.
And that's probably not what they wanted, the Numurkah side, at this point in time, boys.
Yeah, it depends how Grandel comes out and plays. If he takes up the same role, which I've seen him play before, he can throw the bat like Lau just did. So it just depends on how he comes out, and his first few overs will set the tempo.
As the first wicket falls at 4 in the 5th over. It is now 1 for 27. Michael Eckhart is on 9 off 13. Jalen Lau, 18 off 16 deliveries. Pretty enterprising knock.
Still 14 behind here, the Blues, but they'll knock those over quickly and try and set some sort of, I suppose, as you said, Katandra aren't going to be trying to make the runs, but you still got to have something on the board to be able to bowl to.
That's it.
Grandel will be looking to improve on his 7 that he got in the first innings.
Very much so. As Hickford at the top of his mark comes in to close out the over. And left alone by Grandel. So 6 off that over. It takes Corey Hickford's figures to 1 for 14 off his 3. As the 5th over concludes.
Be Surratt to continue at this other end, it looks like. He's started pretty well.
The talk is yesterday we were hearing around the traps that Grandel and Arnell won't be there next season for Numurkah.
Well, Arnell's living in Geelong now, I believe.
He's a primary school teacher down there, is what we heard.
So he's only played half the year this year, and he may or may not come back next year, but I'd say, just personally, I'd say probably appear a few times if he's not committed to a club down in Geelong. But obviously there's a fair bit of water to go under the bridge between now and the start of next season. And I'm not too sure about Grandel. Haven't heard anything about that.
I think he's based out of Melbourne at the moment, living down there. So talk is that I think the travel might be a bit too much for him, and I think cricket might take place down there next season, is what we're hearing.
Yeah, well, Downey, young Josh Smith, and at this stage, Eckhart have all said that they'll come again next year, so they'll keep most of those recruits.
Surratt bowls through to the keeper, no run. Your lunch is gone cold, Michael.
Well, if you're back, then I can probably have some now. Is that all right?
I thought I was giving you a chop out just then. I thought you could have it scoffed down by then. Still very blustery conditions here. Deacon Reserve, 1 for 27's the score. Surratt comes in now. Eckhart throws everything at it, but
no ball.
Front foot, no ball. Umpire Dave D'Elia. The umpire's switched ends now. So Dave D'Elia standing in at the Nixon Street end, Gary Wood at the grandstand end of the ground. The total ticks over to 1 for 28, thanks to the buyer's electrical scoreboard. A few cars gone now wasn't as packed as what it was this morning, but still a very good attendance.
Plenty of boys over there in Bay 13 still. They were giving Timmy Arnell a fair bit of stick yesterday afternoon.
Surratt bowls full toss. Eckhart hits to mid-off, and they'll scamper through for a single. Score ticks to 29. Eckhart goes to 10. Grandel yet to score. Is that where the music's coming from?
I've got
Sounds
no
a bit
idea,
Irish
to be honest.
music for St. Pat's Day.
St. Pat's Day was yesterday, but I've got no idea. I know there's a festival on at the showgrounds today, but I don't know if it's carrying that far.
With the wind going towards that too. Surratt now to Grandel. Grandel plays off his pads. And that's Scoliarev at square leg. Stop the single. What do you make of the Tim Arnell Tribunal hearing during the week?
Oh, look, I agree with a number of people that I've heard on this coverage so far that you just want to see the best players playing. You know, it's a grand final, and honestly, without Timmy, it'd probably be done by now. Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened last week. I obviously wasn't there or wasn't privy to what happened, but yeah, the tribunal's made a decision, and it's 3-match suspended sentence. So obviously, if he does come back next year, he's got to be on his best behaviour.
Well, it follows him as well, so even if he's playing elsewhere, he'll still be overhanging as Surratt comes in. Grandel defends into the leg side. Mid-wicket comes in, stops the single. Score 1 for 29. Eckhard 10. Grandel yet to score. Shout out to our main man, Reece Wardle, doing a fantastic job on the live streaming at the moment. If you're listening on the radio, get on YouTube, have a look. We've shared all the links on all social media. Occasionally seeing our big heads in the box here. MVD's once again, day 2, still positioned himself amazingly close to that camera. It's his better angle, apparently. Hickford will continue now. A lot fuller there. Shot probably wasn't there for Eckhard to play. Tried to squeeze that one.
Surprised MVD's figures for the season aren't stuck up on the window there just for the camera to see when it pans in the box.
Oh, whoops. I forgot to take them down.
That's fighting 40-odd in the T20 Grand Final.
Hickford. Oh, that's wide.
Yeah, it's definitely wide there. Moved a bit with the wind.
That will be what he would say anyway. The wind took it.
That's what I would have said.
Enjoyed being back out on the cricket field?
Yeah, it was a good season. I didn't get to play every game, but yeah, it's been about 6 or 7 years since I last played, so it was good to be back out on the pitch. As it's a wild swing there from Eckhard. But no, yeah, great feeling out there at TAT D grade, and we won best club for the year, which was good. Obviously, a few of the other teams enjoy the spirit of the young fellas out there.
Hickford, top of his mark from the grandstand end now. Approaches. Eckhard leans forward, drives, and Grandel was coming no matter what, and just quite lucky the Katandra fielder there misfielded. And they get through for a single. Eckhard to 11, Numurkah 1 for 31. Just 10 behind now from taking the lead. So what would you be doing here? You've got 2 hours, well, what are we now, 1:30? You've probably got another hour and a half until tea.
Yeah, look.
Bat till tea and then have the last 2 hours at them.
I think you've got to have 3 or 4 overs at them before tea. You know, obviously the runs aren't specifically going to be an issue. Once you pass them, and you know it's a lead of 60 or 70 at least, you know, there's not really much to be gained by batting for another 3 or 4 overs. It'd be more beneficial, I think, to get them a bit nervy out just before the break, and you know, unleash Timmy Arnell.
Grandel drives this one. Scotty Richardson mid-off, stops the single.
It'd give him a quick spell too, and then a rest and fresh to go again. So you can keep him on for as long as possible. Otherwise, yeah, you get into tee, even if you build some momentum here, you might lose it a bit with a break.
Hickford to close out this over now. Bowles, Grandel, cover drives. Fielder comes round but can't stop the single. Grandel's off the mark now. 1 for 32. Score moves to 7 overs done thanks to Gagliardi Scott.
And Katandra bowling pretty well here, so all Numurkah can do at the moment is really take those quick singles. The field's a bit spread, but they really haven't got onto too many yet. So they'll probably want to try and lift this pace as soon as they can. Maybe just try and wait for the first change of the bowlers.
Surrett looks like he's going to start another over from the Nixon Street end. Got a slip, point, cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, deep square leg. Squared him up there with Surrett. Grandel played all around that.
The third man down here as well, by the looks of it.
Third man, yeah.
Andrew Nicholls just giving some advice in the ear there.
If I was you, I'm just telling him where to put the next over. Surrett now. Bowles. Grandel drives and drives well. Beats a point fielder. Guy from cover will come round. Can't stop the 2. Grandel moves to 3. Eckhart 11. Score 1 for 34. Yeah, have you heard the talk around there about and your thoughts on league expansion? I think Nagambi's quite keen to come in. The one I heard last night was at Nagambi Avenel Combine. I think Nathalia, Waiai, Euroa coming back up into A grade. Have you had any thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I've heard all those whispers, and I think it's only good for the competition. I think if you've got, as Surrett comes in and they sneak through for a single down a third man, you really want the best players playing against each other every week, and if you can bring the best players from competitions around the area, around the Goulburn Valley, or even Euroa coming up from B grade, I think it'd lift the intensity definitely week by week.
And how do you kind of structure that?
That's the sticking point, really. You could, I think saw someone on Twitter yesterday that you could have a promotion relegation GV cricket as the bails come off again by the looks of it. Maybe expand to a 14 team sort of top tier and have 7 and 7 play each other twice throughout the year in the 2 divisions. But yeah, there'd be a lot of thrashing out to do to try and figure out how best to do it, and it's really there's probably no perfect answer, but I think this 10-team comp that we've got at the moment is obviously still a great comp, and it was a really tight season this year, but I think definitely some more teams coming around would only help it.
Score update from D grade. Talambil past Marupna, they're 18 in front, all out. Daniel the Pig Emmy, 9 for. You reckon we're going to hear about that for the next 7 months?
Best on field in a losing side.
Jeez. Tell you what, that game's not done yet. It's only an hour into day 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I don't think that game's done and dusted yet, but 9 for. Really?
Looks like they've decided to take the bails off here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. Probably a good idea because it's been blowing left, right and centre. I reckon that's probably a fair call.
Yeah, I think so. They've come off every over so far, I think.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's probably the best way to do it.
I reckon you could nearly get some chewing gum. Just stick it, a light bit of chewing gum, stick it under the bail onto the stumps, because if the ball still hits it, they're still moving. It's not a bad idea by me. I do say so myself.
You do, and you do.
What brand, Woodsy? Do we have a chewing gum sponsor here at 1FM?
Extra. Peppermint.
Surrett in again, and a swing and a miss from Eckhart.
Bowling really well here, Surrett. Just keeping that tight line there, just outside off stump, and mixing up his lengths a little bit. But yeah, they haven't really been able to get him away, and yeah, the game's sort of meandering a bit here.
I'll tell you, these goalposts are really struggling here at Deakin.
Well, I reckon it is still about an 8-goal breeze to the Skene Street end. If we're talking footy parlance, Tyler.
Yeah, look, I don't know if it's specifically going to one end. There'd probably be a low-scoring game. The play would be stuck in the pocket by the looks of it.
Eckard leaves that one from Surratt. Another over, done and dusted. 9 down, 1 for 35. Eckard 11. Grandall 4, thanks to the Butter Factory Cafe.
Not long till we see footy out here again on Deakin Reserve. It's only a week between the seasons. It's always comes around pretty quick.
How's the footy mag coming along?
It's done, and as of yesterday, I think Friday, I think it was printed. But it'll be out in papers this week, actually.
Yep.
Later this week. So yeah, we've gone up in pages from last year, so it's up to 88, I think, I believe.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's a good lucky number.
So it should be good reading, hopefully.
Hickford's got his ball.
You'll soon find out about it, won't you?
Well, definitely.
Hickford's got ball in hand from the grandstand end. Bowls now. Grandall slices of that. Nolan takes it behind. Now I have to ask you, you copped a bit of flack going back a couple of weeks ago. Article on the back page of the Shep News about Melbourne Country Week.
Yeah, look, I did cop a bit of flack. Some of it was probably a bit disappointing, but yeah, well, as most people know, I didn't write the headline, so...
which I don't think people realise.
Yeah, well, a lot of people... I suppose a lot of people initially didn't realise that the headline isn't written by the journalists, but well, at the Shep News anyway, a lot of publications around the country are cutting costs and don't have subbies anymore, but we're lucky that at the Shep News we've still got subbies. So yeah, look, I thought you know, the article was quite balanced. Obviously, it was pretty disappointing for all three sides. You know, Cricket Shep, Murray Valley, and Golden Murray all lose in the semi-final on the same day, and you know, obviously the subby went with a headline that not a lot of people enjoyed, but you know, hopefully maybe they can stick it up in the dressing room next year and have it spur them on.
Single there to Grandall as he cuts that one, and a bit of a misfield there from Katandra. Allows him to get through for a single. His tally goes to 5. Eckard 11, 1 for 36.
And by all reports, it was one of the better feelings around the Cricket Shep group for a long time. So hopefully representative cricket in the area is in a good way.
Hickford approaches now. I was about to catch that ball up here in the grandstand. That's where Eckard was going for it.
I reckon you're right.
He's had a few of them. He just hasn't connected. Probably just got to keep his head down and just try and get bat on ball, I think, at this stage.
Well, the thing is, the field's not close. They've got it fairly spread. So that's the thing. You play the field, hit and run, and then they bring them up. Then there's your opportunity to go over. Hickford.
That's it.
Got onto that one.
Comes 1, 2, 3 steps down the wicket and hits it straight through cover for 4. Score goes 1 for 40. 1 run away from taking the lead here.
2.
2, sorry.
He didn't. The key there was he didn't overhit that. He's just obviously danced down the pitch, but he's connected with bat on ball, and even though it is a slow outfield here, it raced pretty quickly to the boundary.
Hickford to Eckard. He comes down again, but cramps him for room and pulls into the leg side. Mid-wicket comes around and picks up. 141. Scores a level. Eckard 16, Grandall 5. Thanks to Focus Cards and Gifts.
And that just highlights the importance of Brady Black and Ray Island, their partnership. It's taken Numurkah almost 10 overs to reach parity. And, you know, that's 10 overs for Black and Island to get to their score and 10 overs for Numurkah to get back to it. And, you know, that's another 20 overs gone. And by Katandra's measure, that's all they need to do. Just tick the overs over and get through them. Looks like it's going to be Surrett again coming in.
And I think Eckhard's found his way. He's going to go forward here.
Decided
got his dancing shoes on.
Not to stay in the crease.
Might have had a little bit too much fun last night dancing.
Murray Valley. Score Barooga 1 for 94 off 30.
I had 1 for 106.
Oh, mine was 20 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I had 1 for 100, Barooga 1 for 106, chasing Deniliquins 173. Riley Gow 68 not out. Really talented cricketer, that one. As Surrett bowls and Eckhard jumps across his crease to try and whack it to the onside, and it just goes straight through to Luke Nolan.
Gow's had a ripper season this year.
56 not out is the one I had, 1 for 94 off 30.
I'll follow that up.
Are you getting yours text through?
Tweeted through. Sorry. Tyler, you were saying?
Gow's had a ripper season, and so have a few of those Barooga boys, and it's been a while since Eckhard there goes out into the offside, but falls safe, gets back for 2. Yeah, it's been a while since Nathalia wasn't in a Premier Grade Grand Final in the Murray Valley Association, so there'll be some fresh Premiership players after today. And by the looks of it, it's could be the Hawks. They're in a pretty strong position. I think by my count, 3 of Barooga's players played in their last Premiership in 08-09, I believe it was. And one of them's playing now for Deniliquin.
Surrett in again, and Eckhard's just hit this over mid-off and just stood there, watched it, and went, yep, that's 4 runs. Score is 1 for 47.
Definition of save them boys, that one was. It did not move.
That's it. Oliver Caffrey, yeah. Good afternoon, how are you?
He is definitely keeping across the Shepparton sporting landscape, even though he's left us
Canberra
greener pastures.
Up in Canberra, yes, he did request his Twitter handle as part of his contract negotiations. Surrett in again. Eckhard this time up in the air. They've put a bloke out there, but it's not. It's going to fall nice and safe. They'll get a comfortable 2.
Yeah, the wind definitely pushed that down. It looked like he got onto it a bit more than how far it went.
Yep. 1 ball left in the 10th over. We're 1 for 49. Run rate of 4.98 at this point. So it's effectively 1 for 8 at this point, the Numurkah. As Surrett in again to Eckhard, and jumps across his crease, and it's down the leg side for no run. Hadley Surrett's figures at this point: 5 overs, no maidens, none for 26. Corey Hickford, 5 overs, 1 for 23. After 10, 49 for 1.
Change of the bowling here. It looks like Scotty Richardson. Quite hard to miss him there.
With his nice locks.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely has to have a bit of sunscreen on, I'd say.
Yep. Dylan Grandall to face.
Richardson's pace impressed me in the T20 Grand Final. It was the first time I'd seen him.
Yep.
Yeah, really gets through the crease and looked like he was getting onto the Kyburn bowlers a lot quicker than they expected.
Sprung. Woodsy. All good. As Grandall's preparing to face here, Scott Richardson.
Persisting with that third man down there. They've still got a sweeper out on the offside.
As Richardson into Grandall, he pushes that to that man down at third man for a comfortable single.
Just wondering,
That's
MVD, if
50.
you're going to switch his aircon on anytime soon.
Don't particularly want to.
It's like a sauna in here. Sweat box.
Let's face it, we're all model citizens, so we don't need any sweating out, do we?
Sorry?
Our physiques are all very modelly.
Speak for yourself. My body's a temple.
We know that.
As I put another lolly in my mouth.
No, it's been a good year for, well, in my opinion, it's been a good year for cricket, Tyler, from an outsider's point of view, looking in.
Yeah, definitely. I think the standard of the Haisman Shield has been really good as Richardson comes in again. Just cramps Eckhart up there. I think, well, you looked at it going into the last round. We were all scrambling to do calculations on, what runs Numurkah needed, or, what all the situations. The season was well and truly alive right down to the last few hours of the last round, and that's what you want. You want an even competition, and as Richardson gets on the hip of Eckhart there, they scramble through for one. You want the season to be alive the whole way through, and then as you saw, obviously the top three teams won in the first week of finals, but there were a couple of close games. Obviously. The Northerners were well and truly in the game against Katandra, and I think it's been a real high standard.
Richardson from the grandstand end. Grandel comes forward, outside edge, goes down to third man for a single. 52 the score. Eckhart 25, Grandel 7.
What's probably impressed me the most, though, is that there's a lot of young kids really having a crack in A grade and this season, and a number more debuted, but you've also got a few like your Ethan Baxters and your Connor Hangens and stuff like that who are really establishing themselves in their side. Eckhart smacks that one out onto the leg side, and it's caught. That's a good catch out there.
No thicky.
The bowling change works wonders.
And that, sees Michael Eckhart go for 25 off 36 deliveries. And
Sean Downey coming to the crease.
Yeah, brings about Scott Richards bring about a wicket there, just doing what he had to do, I reckon, to try and get the game flowing again for the Katandra side. That was a pretty enterprising knock there from Eckhart.
Knew he had to start hitting out, and got onto a few recently. But that wind really hurt him there, because that catch was right on the boundary against the wind. If he was hitting the other way, he probably would have cleared the rope by a fair way.
They did cross in that when the ball was going down there as well. Baruga passed the target of 173 for the loss of 1 wicket. Riley Gow finishes 116 not out.
That is a...
For a 16-year-old.
Is he only 16?
He's only 16.
Really?
Yep.
See, I didn't even know that.
So
there you go.
Learn something new every day.
As Dill Grandel drops it into the offside, and there's no run there.
Yeah, very dominant performance there by Baruga then to win the premiership only one down. Especially, Denilican would have felt that they were in the game with a
170 was
170 odd. Yeah,
pretty good score, I would have thought. Hadley Surratt to continue. As Downey prepares to take his first ball.
Got a deep square leg coming around here for Downey. A long on, a deep cover, and a deep, wide third man as well. There's a few on the boundary. He's not sticking around.
All right, first ball. Down he goes. I reckon that's caught Richardson, isn't it? Is it? Woodsy?
Good question. As I watch the replay.
I didn't see it, boys.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. I just thought it might have been, it looked like Richardson, and it brings Liam Gledhill to the crease. So surely you can get a couple of balls and have a look at a couple of balls and go from there. First, wouldn't you? I know you've got to try and get the game going, but have a look at a couple of balls beforehand.
Oh, you say that, MVD, but and prime example is TK from, as I'm just watching the replay.
So, again...
Skoliarev took it.
Skoliarev?
Yeah, but TK's a prime example of that. He goes so hard right from ball one. For first ball, usually, he tries to hit for 6, and then that's just the way he plays. It's so not necessarily do people really face those balls anymore right from go one.
It's Grandel faces Surratt, and on the hip, and there's no run there.
Benny Cleary's another one who tries to do that, come out and take the ascendancy away from the bowler from the start at the top of the order. And more often than not, it works for him.
So Scott Richardson has one, Corey Hickford has one, Hadley Surratt has one as well. Just quickly, boys, I might just go back through the Katandra batting innings so that people know what's going on. As Surratt in to Grandel and down the leg side for no run. Katandra, I'll run through the whole batting card there. Ben Cleary was LBW to Tim Arnell for 40. Chris Skoliarev caught Gledhill, bowled Downey for 8. Scott Richardson caught Smith, bowled Downey for 2. That was Luke Nolan caught Smith, bowled Downey for 2. That was all last night. Then today, Scott Richardson bowled Tim Arnell for 22 off 61. Jed Wright caught Tim Arnell, bowled Matt Klein for 26. Nathan Hickey, LBW to Arnell for a duck. Hadley Surratt also bowled Arnell for a duck as a dead ball for this one. Coming in, Mick Peters bowled Matt Klein for 15. Ray Island caught Dill Grandel, bowled Tim Arnell for 13 to complete a 5-wicket haul for Tim Arnell. And Corey Hickford caught Liam Gledhill, bowled Tim Braybon for a duck. Brady Black was 15 not out as Hadley Surratt's next ball is pushed into the offside for no run. So that was all out, 157 for Katandra. A lead of 41 on the first innings and then they took lunch at that point in time as Hadley Surratt into Grandel again, down the leg side again, and still can't get onto it. And then since lunch, it's been Jalen Lau was out for 27. He made 8. Sorry, Jalen Lau was out with the score of 27. He made 18. Michael Eckhart was the second wicket to fall at 52. And then, just a moment ago, Sean Downey caught Chris Skoliarev, bowled Hadley Surratt for a golden duck. Has Dill Grandel at the crease. And plays out a wicket made there for Hadley Surratt. And so at this point in time, Numurkah lead Katandra by 11 runs. So, game on. We've already got a result in the B grade grand final. Euroa have won that by 5 wickets.
And of course, we already had a result in the E-grade grand final yesterday with Kyabram taking the win over Katandra, a side that didn't exist until round 4.
Yes, it's a pretty good result by them.
As Richardson comes in again for his second over to Gledhill. Yeah, it looked very similar to how Glendale got out yesterday. Stepping across the line and hit on the pads.
But that one hit a little bit more leg side, I reckon.
Yeah, that was very high and missing leg.
Just received a message come through from station management, which I need to get across, an important announcement I need to get across in a moment, as Richardson's next ball's played into the offside by Gledhill for a comfortable single. CFA have issued a watch and act alert for residents of Oliver Road, Yundul, which is near Devonish and St James. Grass fire at Oliver Road is not yet under control. The grass fire is travelling in an easterly direction towards Oliver Road. Grass fire could impact Oliver Road at any time between now and 3:30 p.m. So please make sure if you're in that area that you do what you have to do to, enact your bushfire safety plans. So we hope everybody out there is doing okay. Might have to run that a couple of more times, unfortunately.
Make sure everyone hears it, MVD.
That's it.
As Richardson comes in. Edge, and dropped there by Josh Smith.
Luke Nolan.
Luke Nolan, sorry.
That's probably one of the few blemishes he's had.
Probably for the season too. He's great behind the stumps. Taken over 30 dismissals when you include assisted runouts.
Yep.
And he's hit a heap of runs as well. He's had a really good year. Richardson liked that one, but it was very high. Not even sure it hit in line with where the barrel should be.
Yeah, that's quite possible as well. Just some more information on that grass fire at Yundul. CFA advice is to don't wait. Leaving now is the best and safest option. Conditions may change and get worse quickly. Emergency services may not be able to assist you if you decide to stay. So make sure you do leave and enact your fire plans. As Grandel goes down the ground and it bounces a couple of times before getting to Corey Hickford as they complete a single. Can't believe we're talking bushfires this late in the season, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, well, we're over halfway through March.
That's it. Sitting there going, really? So Grandel 8, Gledhill 1, Richardson just his slower ball. And driven back to the bowler. You've got a finger on that, I reckon.
I feel like
if he got a finger,
he would have been right out.
Will be out.
Yeah, I feel like they would have went up if he
quite possibly
had got a finger on it.
But looked close anyway.
Because it looked like Grandale was a fair way out of his ground. Another good over there from Scotty Richardson. And these Katandra bowlers are doing exactly what they need to do, just bowling good lines and lengths and really forcing Numurkah to make something happen. Katandra would be quite happy to have this game continue to meander until they can call it and celebrate. Threat to Grandale there, just plonked down towards gully for no run.
So Rhett's bowling really well here.
He's putting in a power of work too. This is his seventh. It would be
on the trot. Yep.
Wouldn't be great conditions out there to be keep running in, but he's doing well.
As he's in again, this time Grandel just plays it on the drive to mid-off. Get through for a sneaky single. Kind of is just meandering a bit at the moment, isn't it, the game?
Yeah, I wonder would they... I suppose Numurkah's not going to call it, even if they lose a couple more wickets. But it's getting to that point where the outright victory is really looking very unlikely.
Very much so.
Not that it was the favourite result when Katandra was bowled out, but obviously, Numurkah really need to pick up the pace here if they are serious about keeping this game going.
As the next ball from Serrett is glided down to third man for a single to Gledhill. Takes him along to 2.
Surprised by the result from the Lightfoot medal night?
I obviously didn't tip Liam, but I thought Will Hale had done enough, and if he had have snared a 1 vote at all throughout the year, he would have, equalled Gledhill's result. But yeah, I mean, he's had a great year, and really, I suppose, had been such a consistent performer for a number of seasons now, and he's come second 4 times, and in the top 4 a couple more. So he really was one that deserved a Lightfoot, and he was obviously would have preferred a medal after this weekend rather than during the week, but it's something he will look back on with a lot of pride, I think.
Surrett bowls now Grandhill.
Good field placement there from Jed. Just standing in his second slip, or a wide 1.5.
I reckon that's 3 times this over it's gone to him. But again, it was another close count. Not very many votes for the winner, only 16. So it was, it was a really exciting count as well, with Umpire coming late. So as Surrett comes in again, and Grandale squeezes. No, he's coming back for 2. It's going to be tight, and given not out. Good running in the end there, but pretty tight.
Your season highlight. One highlight from the cricket season.
One highlight for me.
Taking 5 wickets.
Personally, that was a good finish to the year. On the synthetic out at Howley Oval too, pretty hard to get wickets there. But no, I suppose it was really good to see. I suppose it's really good to see Katandra here again, in my opinion. They're a club that have had to work really hard to get to this position since returning to A grade, and if the game goes how it looks like it's going, they'll be celebrating 2 premierships out of 3 in A grade, and they had all 3 clubs in final, all 3 teams in finals, and E grade in a grand final as well. So it's really good to see a small country town like Katandra really doing well.
Richardson bowls and a bit of an inside edge there by Liam Gledhill. Another single to the tally. The score moves to 50. Is that ticked over yet? MVD 60?
59.
59, that's already ticked over, that's fine. 3 for 59. Grandhill 11. Gledhill 3.
Interesting, talking about Numurkah versus Katandra out here, also in Div 3 in the Murray Valley Bowls yesterday. It was Numurkah versus Katandra.
That would have been an exciting contest, I would say.
57-38 Numurkah's way.
Pretty low scoring for weekend pennant.
Yeah, that's it.
And Richardson bowls to Grandhill. He helps that on its way down to fine leg. Can't stop the single. 60, no, 3 for 60 that is. Grandhill, he moves on to 12. Gledhill 3.
Kind of feels like you need, I don't know what they're going to do at like the drinks break, but kind of feels like they're going to go for it, and because I reckon drinks is probably after this over, wouldn't it be? Possibly.
20 past.
20 past, okay.
Came back at 20 past, didn't we? Sessions an hour.
True. That would make sense if it is the case.
Yeah, look, it is interesting because we're in a position here where there are only 19 runs in front, and you could probably call it pretty soon if they don't lift the intensity.
And I think that's what they're trying to do at this point in time as well. They might be just trying to consolidate for a couple of overs.
I think they're trying to lift the intensity, but I think that Katandra are setting good fields to restrict that.
I mean, when you've already lost Eckhard, Lau, Downey, And yeah, I know you've got Tim Arnell to come in and could probably blaze a few as well. I'm not 100% sure what they're like down the bottom of the order.
Richardson bowls. Grandel defends that.
Oh, they're going to get another one here.
Richardson tries the old EPL soccer move. Trying to kick that at the stumps, but misses it. Nolan misses it, and 1 turns to 2.
Don't think he'd get a game for the GV Suns, Scotty.
Oh,
there you go. Drinks after this over.
Sorry, Michael.
You're welcome.
And it's going to be Surratt again, doing a power of work.
It's at 7-8 straight, is it?
8 now, straight, yeah.
See this over out, and then we'll get ads switched on in the truck for an ad break after this. Run a few sponsors and come back.
Thanks to the Butter Factory Cafe. 3 for 63.
Surratt bowls now. Gledhill goes for a big drive, but misses it through to Nolan.
So after they come back from this drinks break, we'll have pretty much 3 hours
left
to go, minus a tea break. It's definitely getting to that point where Numurkah really has to put 30 on in a couple of overs and send Katandra back in. You've just got to roll the dice. You can't not give yourself... You've got to give yourself enough time to try and take the wickets, and maybe a really small total might entice Katandra to chase it a little bit and maybe cause a few mistakes.
Well, we have a look at what happened in B grade, and Euroa chased down 46 with 5 wickets down, so quite possible.
It's certainly imperative to make a couple of early strikes.
Surratt into Grandel, and just they drop it at the at his toes. It's pretty much scamper through for a single.
Yeah,
that's well run.
Got there in the end. Would have been pretty close. It's quite hard without the bails on to judge a run out, I'd think.
I reckon it would be.
So they might have the right idea. Just keep running.
You got a gully in third man, a fine third man, point, deep cover, short cover, mid off, long on, mid wicket, and a deep mid wicket for Liam Gledhill as he faces Surratt, and he drives it through the covers on the offside, and they complete a comfortable 2.
Two balls left on this 16th over.
16 overs now. It's not too bad going.
Surratt bowls. Gledhill cuts.
And he'd given it up, I reckon.
Looked like he did. The throw...
nearly took Surratt's head off.
Yeah, it did. The throw wasn't ideal, but if he had a hit, Gledhill was on his way.
27 in front now. Numurkah.
As the wind picks up yet again at Deakin Reserve.
Last ball. Hit on the pad. Dave Delia walks away and says, no, thank you.
Reckon there was a bit of bat in that.
And that will be drinks here at Deakin Reserve on the final day of this Haisman Shield final. 3 for 68 is the score. 16 overs done and dusted. The lead 27 at the moment for Numurkah. We'll take this opportunity to head get some sponsors and come back on the other side of this with a live play.
AJ's Motorcycles Parts and Apparel are now stockists of Suzuki. Check out the huge range of new and demo bikes at the Goulburn Valley's largest dealership, 4 Purcell Street, Shepparton, right next door to the train station. On-site demos available across the whole ATV and two-wheel farm bike range. Other demos available across the full range, including V-Strom, RMZ, DRZ, DR and Trojan. AJ's Motorcycles Parts and Apparel now stock Suzuki. Road, off-road and ATV. Suzuki. It's a way of life.
1FM sponsor.
Do you need it knocked over or smashed up? Keith McRae Demolitions are your demolition and environmental cleanup specialists, equipped with EPA trucks and a mobile concrete crusher. They're also licensed asbestos removalists. Call into their yard where they stock a huge range of second-hand timber, steel, aluminium windows, all at super second-hand prices. Call Crowbar Demolitions today on 58299 413.
Sponsors of 1FM.
Honey, I thought you rang the TV guy and got the reception fixed.
I've tried 3 times, but they never return my calls.
Did you try Jason's TV? A mate at work had them around last week and they came and sorted their problem straight away.
Okay, I'll give them a call now.
Yes! Thanks for calling Jason's TV. They did a great job.
Call Jason's TV now. 0403 688 666.
1FM sponsor.
For caravan service only, 2 names come to mind, Noel Katandra and GP Caravan Services. For 30 years, Noel has been building his reputation for outstanding service and quality workmanship. See Noel today for repairs and maintenance and spare parts for all makes and models at our sponsor, GP Caravan Services in Drummond Road, Shepparton, specialising in all insurance work and their Jayco warranty agents. Put your family safety first. See the caravan man today, Noel Katandra at GV Caravan Services, Drummond Road, Shepparton.
As we age, our needs often change. The result of these changes can mean that continuing to live in the comfort of your own home and maintaining your independence can become more challenging. Thankfully, there is a solution to these challenges. Just Better Care will assist you to age positively in the comfort of your own home. Our dedicated team of local support professionals have all undergone criminal history checks and are industry qualified, operated locally 24/7, and providing support throughout rural Victoria. Contact Just Better Care on 03 5873 2034 today.
100% Australian, 100% local, 1FM.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, at Deakin Reserve for the Haisman Shield final as Scott Richardson comes in and bowls to Liam Gledhill for a dot ball. Windy day outside, with thanks to our sponsors, Byers Electrical, the Sherborne Terrace and the Butter Factory Cafe in Shepparton, as well as Focus Cards and Gifts and Gagliardi Scott Real Estate. As Richardson in to Gledhill, and Gledhill tries to drive that. I reckon we're going to be catching that one too. Tyler Marr, who's still with us.
Yeah, they're just going to tee off now. They have to.
Yep. They just have to try and get as many runs in front as possible, and then insert Katandra and see what happens there.
Well, it's 27 now, the lead, and they'll definitely want another 30, I think.
I think you're probably right.
Just, a little carrot out in front of Katandra if they want to get it done quickly.
And Richardson again bowls, and bowling really well after the drinks break. 3 dot balls. I reckon he's just trying to vary his pace a little bit.
Yeah, that looked like a slow ball there to me. Gledhill had to wait on it, and just couldn't get it in the middle. The field is pretty similar to what we left before drinks, with a fine third man, a deep cover, long on, and a deep mid-wicket out on the fence.
As Richardson in again to Liam Gledhill, and it hits the pad, and that misses the stumps by not much either. And they're going to get a second run here. Yep. I reckon they're leg buys though too.
Yeah, yep. They are. Yeah, Gledhill had given that one up as well. He was 2 or 3 metres out if that had have hit. And at the pace it came, it looked like it was going to rip all the 3 stumps out of the ground too. But yeah, they're just going to scramble for every run now.
I got it, Gaz. Gary Wood still hasn't received confirmation from the scorers.
It's back to the Woodsy.
I saw it. Sorry I didn't put my hand up.
And they tint these windows for a reason.
That's it.
Richardson bowls again. Now from the grandstand end. Gledhill cuts and cuts strongly. Man out at deep cover comes in.
Well,
keeps it to 1.
Got on that quickly and released it as soon as he had it. Not that I spend too much time out in the deep, but that's how you got to do it.
Where do you field?
As close as possible, MVD. A lot of young kids,
so they don't hide, yeah.
A lot of young kids in the D grade, TAT D grade. So send them out to the boundary. They could enjoy running around.
Richardson bowls, Grandel drives. Oh,
as there was a fair throw coming in. And
I reckon that would have killed Liam Gledhill if that hit him in the head.
It was a pretty quick throw.
Who threw that?
Like with the ball right now.
Is that Benny Cleary?
Possibly. A lot of players that don't have caps on today due to the wind. As that over from Richardson ends. And change of bowling here at the Nixon Street end. Surrett's done his dash. 8 overs, 1 for 35. Is that That's not Hickford, is it?
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Hickford?
Yep.
So nothing but pace at this point in time. I must admit it was good to come up against you round one.
Yeah, that was before I'd settled in. My dismissal would have told you that.
Yeah, very much so. I wasn't going to talk about that. Didn't want to talk about your dismissal. Doesn't help that a bloke that hasn't played for however many years and he comes on and takes 3 for 3 in about 4 balls.
Wasn't a good finish to the day, I don't think.
No. Oh, that would have been wide if it was a one-day game, but it's not. It's a 2-day game, and it was inside the line, so it's all good. As Hickford just bowls the first couple of balls.
So you can't continually bowl that line anymore, I don't think. Haven't they changed that? So if you continually bowl down the leg side or continually bowl that wide, that it's deemed negative bowling or something? I reckon I read that somewhere.
Is that international cricket?
I don't know. You write the rule book, don't you?
No. The presidents write the rule book. We just enforce what the presidents want.
Yeah, no, I thought I read that somewhere that
it could quite possibly be deemed as negative bowling, but what are you going to do to stop it?
It'd be hard to classify.
Ask them to bowl at the stumps.
Anyway, that's up to the umpires to police and not us in the commentary box because we can't do it. And it's not bowling down the leg side as Hickford into Grandel, and he plays that on the bounce to short cover. Forward, no run. I don't think we're going to see spin here. I get that feeling that we're not going to see any spin.
No, I think they'll just... Well, they've swung Hickford around here in place of Surrett, and Richardson's only really just getting into his spell now, so...
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
And you got Peters as well. Peters can come in and bowl his little medium paces as well.
I think they don't want to... I think they want to keep the pace on the ball because I don't think they want to give them anything to get under at this point in time.
I think anything you get under here is just going to hit the wind and plonk somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know how Jed's leg's feeling. He looked a bit better today, but yeah, he might not be feeling up to having a bowl. But obviously, Chris Scoliara took 5 in the first innings, so
and he's on a hat trick too.
He would be itching to have a crack.
Surely they've got to give him at least 1 over to try and see if he can get that hat trick.
I'm surprised he hasn't been warming up next to Jed for a while now. Just touch a few toes in front of him as you're crossing the wicket.
All right, it's 3 for 73 after 18. Grandel is on 16, Gledhill on 10. Just got an update from the golf, Shep Golf versus Shep Park in the bowls. Shep Golf 31-18 after 27 ends.
I don't understand bowls.
It's quite simple, Woodsy.
You just got to try and get the ball as close to the white thing as possible.
Yeah, but how do you win?
By the more shots you get. The more points.
Yeah, but how do you get points?
All right, I'll give you a quick rundown. So you get shots every end and across 25 ends as Richardson comes in. Dot ball there.
You explain it to him, I'll do the commentary. How's that? That'll help for a little bit.
Tip 1 GBBD, 25 ends. So shots every end on each rink, and there's 4 rinks in a team. So you play each other, play 4v4 across the game, so it's 16v16, all at the same time on the same green.
As Richardson comes in to Grandel and he plays that up in the air-ish to mid-off for no run.
And at the end of the 100 overs, you add up everyone's score, and that's the win.
I got no idea.
Make any sense whatsoever?
Nah.
See, the big black thing, you got to try and get it right next to the little white thing. Every time the big black thing gets close to the little white thing, you get a point.
Yeah, but
Richardson into Grandall and then...
Oh, so if Tyler then comes in and gets his closest, that's worth like 5 points. Is that how it works? And if I get second closest, it's worth 4?
No, that's...
is that curling?
The most... It's however many unbroken bowls closest to the jack you have in a row. So if you've got the 3 closest, you get 3 shots.
If you've got 1, then it's 1. Richardson into Grandall again. He plays that backward of point. They've got 1. I reckon that'll be... Oh, no, Grandall's going for 2. They're going for it, and he's been run out. They kind of had to go for it as they get the single.
If anyone's got an easier way to describe bowls, please tweet me at Sam_Wood01.
Just a little plug for your own...
Yeah, no, I haven't got as many followers as Tyler, so need to boost some popularity.
Yeah, I've hit the 500 mark this year. It's good.
You know, my 165's going quite well.
But you can see that the declaration's coming pretty quickly. That was a pretty suicide second run there. They're just trying to get as many as they can, as quick as they can.
Well, 17 off 42.
Surprised Darnell didn't come out. I thought they might throw him up there to throw the willow. Can hit a ball.
Can, yes. 40-odd in the qualifying final. Off,
He's got an A-grade 100 to his name too.
Yep. Yeah, no mug. That's fairly low usually in this team, but he's definitely can handle the bat.
So 4 for 74. Effectively 4 for 33. And Richardson bowling right arm around the wicket to Josh Smith.
Be interesting to see how Smith handles this. He obviously hasn't had a brilliant year with the bat at the top of the order, but this is a chance to just free the arms and
have a bit of fun.
Yeah, just swing through the line. Good outside, good Yorker outside off there from Scotty Richardson. A lot of variety in his repertoire, I suppose, as he finishes another over.
4 for 74 after 19.
33 that lead now. It's slowly creeping up, but definitely not quickly enough.
No, they need to find some quick runs somewhere.
Hickford to start another over. Nixon Street end. Bowls short of a length. Gledhill helps it through square leg. Brady Black comes around, does the fielding, keeps it to 1. Score moves to 74. Gledhill 10, Smith 0. 75 now. Oh, just updated.
All right, I think I've got an easier way of explaining this. 31 balls are closer to the white ball as Hickford in, and it's defended back by Smith.
Where does 31 come from, though?
They had 31 shots that were closer to the white ball than Shep Parks.
It's a very simplified way of explaining it, but...
is that fair?
It's close enough.
I'm trying to think of my audience here, and then I'm directing that at Sam Wood. So Shep Golf, 31 shots up over Shep Park, who have got 18 closer to the white ball.
Oh, hang on. So you and me go.
That was a close to a run out. Yes.
You and me go. So you're the opposition, and I'm your opponent. So you and me go. We roll one. You get one closer than me. No, is that still not it?
It's calculated at the end of every end.
Oh Jesus! I've got no idea.
Maybe we'll stick to the cricket.
Daniel Nichols, I'm going to need your help here, buddy.
He'll be busy with his own live stream, wouldn't he?
He will be doing his own live stream on Everything Bowls GV on Facebook.
Very good website, that. He runs it very well.
He does a very good job of it.
Facebook page, I suppose.
Gledhill gets a quick single.
A lot of near run-outs here. They're just going hell for leather.
It's what they need to do. Been asked to show you something, Woodsy. I'm not 100% sure if I can at this point, but no. Oh, possibly. Got a photo.
Someone drew me a diagram.
Someone drew you a diagram, Woodsy.
Hickford. Smith comes down. Oh, where's the scoreboard gone? Now we're apparently Arnell's out there.
Is it Arnell?
I don't think it's Arnell.
I don't think it's Arnell.
I don't think he's a lefty.
I don't know what's going on. Smith is definitely a left-hander. And Arnell had piping on his shirt. I was sure of it. Navy blue piping. As Hickford in again. I'm going to keep with Smith at this point in time. And that's the end of the over. 4 for 79. After 20.
Slightly confused.
On more things than just cricket, I think. More things than just the scoreboard at the moment.